Chicago. And the Canes will return to camp today in Coral Gables. We'll be broadcasting live from Canes camp tomorrow with Mario Cristobal and athletic director Dan Radakovich scheduled to join the show. Joe, good morning. It should be a fun one for us out there tomorrow.
Woody, that is always a fun morning to go down to Coral Gables. I agree with you. And, hey, high expectations again. Here we go. Ranked ninth yesterday in the coaches poll. Open against Notre Dame at 5. And college football, I know we rip a lot of things about college football right now, and a lot of people, especially old schoolers. The old schoolers are really struggling with a lot of things. Have you noticed? Old schoolers like the way they used to be. And I wanted to get into that today, but listen, college football got one thing right. The best teams playing each other, like a 1 and 2 playing each other, whether they're really number 1 and number 2, we'll find out. Texas at Ohio State, which just, it sounds sexy as hell to me, right? With Arch Manning and Jeremiah Smith out of Chaminade, Madonna, who is just absolutely freak of freaks athletically.
Should I not feel bad for Arch Manning? I've never seen the pressure put on a kid like this. I mean, it's unbelievable. This is like a LeBron level pressure.
Okay,
that they put on this kid's shoulders, right?
They have. There's no question. But I will tell you, he was a 5-star.
I know.
He was a top-ranked player in his high school class. He is.
But you know how that goes, man.
I can't help who his grandfather and his 2 uncles are.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the deal. Like, you are in the quarterback family of the National Football League. It's you, and so, hey,
they're gonna be expecting him to carve
go
up
get
that
him.
Ohio State defense on game 1.
Yeah, on the road.
Yeah, that's tough.
On the road,
that's tough.
Hey, they've obviously got a very good team, or they wouldn't be number 2 in the country. When they do these rankings, I like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt that everybody looked at the NIL, the transfer portal, the recruiting classes, and all the other things that make up who's returning on your team.
I think to an extent, I think there's a lot of brand recognition too in those.
I mean, there is some.
Well, let me ask you: people that are voting,
are you going to go to Notre Dame? Like Notre Dame played the final game.
The people that vote in these things, there's no way they know every roster top to bottom. I mean, there's no one that's that knowledgeable.
Like, look at. They're not that far off, whatever they did. They might be wrong, and there might be a team that, like Florida State, dropped off the face of the earth last year. Yes, there will be some teams that drop.
4 votes. I think it was 4 votes to win the ACC.
Yeah,
I think Miami got 7, if I'm not mistaken. So I got to vote in that thing, by the way.
Okay,
and I sit here and admit to you, Joe, I don't know every ACC roster from top to bottom. They had me rank every single team in the conference.
Right. Hey.
I mean, who the hell knows? I don't know.
But does it really matter? I mean, it gives us something to go on. It hypes up these games a little bit. Texas, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Clemson, and LSU.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not surprising that they made those teams 1 and 2 when they know they're going to play each other.
Yeah. Well, Ohio State won it all last year. And
shocking, I think they said it's the first time that 1 and 2 are playing.
To start a season.
Week,
yeah. Seems like I was thinking about this last night in Florida State, Miami. It wasn't first game, but Florida State, Miami played each other early. Then one team that lost, I think, went on to win the championship, if I'm not mistaken.
No, but they loaded it up for that opening weekend.
God, those are great games.
Games every day there.
That's part of the Orange Bowl I miss. There's been a lot of great parts of the old Orange Bowl, but some of those no matter what time they were, where people were passing out in the stands on an early game, and it's just hot as can be, and it was just a hell of a game, full of great players. So I want to get in the old school thing. I was just thinking about all the complaining about. I get a lot of complaining about college football. It's probably number 1. NBA also, the salaries are driving everybody nuts. The money, the guys that as they get older, like, really? That guy's making $55 million a year now, and
that happens every year in the NBA. They start.
They're only going up more. Yeah, they're only going up more.
Yeah.
So the other one is the NIL and the transfer portal. Basically, 1-year free agents, right? We always say that, and it's true. Hell, you're more than 1 year. I mean, you can free agent a couple times in 1 year, if you want. So that's a big, like, you see the money that kids making. It really, why can't they just get their education and that's enough? Give them a few bucks if you want. I go, well, we can just go to the old system where if you're really good, they just gave you a whole bunch of money under the table, the family and you. If you like that system better, then nobody knows about it, right? Nobody has to claim it or anything else. Yeah, and I get it, man. We have gone through the last few years. I never thought this was going to happen in college. So I remember sitting here with you on that July 1st when the world in college football and college sports changed, right? And I sat here like a dumbass going, I think they're going to get 5, 10, 15,000 for the really good players. And I was thinking, man, that's a lot of money besides your scholarship, man. And you said, and I've given you credit since you said, Joe, this thing's going to explode. And I go, well, how much? I didn't know quarterbacks were going to make $1.5 million, now $4 and $5 million a year. I didn't know college quarterbacks are going to make more than NFL quarterbacks, not starters, but other quarterbacks. And
well, they're up to what, 10, 11 is not like the top guys are making.
No, that's total contract.
Total contract.
Yeah,
okay.
that's I want to make sure we don't start spilling bad information out there. We get accused of that enough, right? Anyway, we have a lot of stuff to get to. Busy time going on.
You could tell though, like ACC Media Day, you could tell there's like an old school and a new school. Like you can tell who's on board and who's not. And the other thing, look, it's name, image, and likeness. It's not pay for play. That's where the thing kind of gets a little murky, right?
Well, so now the complaint is, and what's going to happen going forward, are they really doing anything for the money when this guy said he's going to have them doing stuff for his company?
But that's not who's making the payments, right? Isn't it coming from these collectives and all that?
Well, no, that's part of the money. Part of the money is going to be these companies, but they want it to be legit. Like, hey, you're going to give money to the university and you own like 25 car dealerships. You're going to have them do something, or you're going to do some commercials, do some signings, or are you just like, no, I just want to give the money?
That's the issue, though, right? Is that it's pay for play, not name, image, and likeness.
Well, it's half and half, Woody. I mean, the first $20.5 million, the school's going to dish out.
Okay.
And now we're finding out that in some budgets is like 30 or 40% of whole budget for the school, for the whole sports program.
Mm-hmm.
So we know they're going to make up a lot of money other places, because they're not all of a sudden going to go, hey, got bad news on everything, got to cut everybody back. That's just not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Anyway, besides all that stuff, we've got a lot of news, a lot of NFL news. Dolphins having a practice this morning. And by the way, I just want to say this to everybody. If you're looking for things to do with your kids this morning and you're going, well, I don't have to, screw the tickets, grab your family and just go out there. The ticket thing doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's supposed to. It sounded great when they did it, like people would just grab free tickets and you go, okay, they grabbed all the tickets. And then they realize, a lot of people when they get free tickets, I'm not going to go today. I will get these free tickets again and do it another time. Something else has popped up. So I'm just telling you, if you want to go out there today, because they're going to be gone for a couple weeks now with 2 games on the road coming up, Chicago and Detroit. This Sunday, Chicago, and then Detroit the following Saturday. So, and they're going to be on the road the whole time. No coming home. I will be coming back. I'm going to fly back and do some shows here and get some stuff done. I made some commitments to be here in town, but then we'll be shooting back up. But then the Jacksonville week, they'll be back open for some practices. Do the same thing. If you want to go out there, go on out there and enjoy yourself. So forget those tickets. Tired of hearing about those tickets. And we sold. People grabbed all the tickets and then end up deciding not to go. That's
usually how it goes, right?
Yeah. If it's free, then,
Do they put a limit on? I mean, they must put a limit on how many you can grab.
Well, the way I'm doing it, there's no limit. Just take your family and go out there.
And you're authorized to do this?
Yes.
Okay.
Sort of.
Okay.
Probably could have done a structure.
I just want to make sure, like, people don't show up at the door and they're like, Joe Rose sent me. And the guy,
no, you can tell him the Joe Roast. You want the Joe Roast special. I didn't look. I didn't get tickets. I didn't even look at tickets. I was out in this area. I got my kid with me. My ex-wife and I gave me the kids today, so I'm going out and we're going to watch practice before the Dolphins leave for Chicago.
Fair enough.
Not a bad plan. Not a bad plan. So we got preseason football getting ready to go here, man. Thursday, and we got all kinds of news because I'll tell you what. It looks like camps have changed a little bit since the new, we're going to take it easy, make sure everybody's healthy. Now we've got a ton of quarterbacks going to start the first preseason game, number one. I saw Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Geno Smith, Kyler Murray. Those are just a few of the names that I saw. No, those guys are going to start. We're going to get off and get them in the game early and play. And then I've noticed, especially with Mike's practices, and apparently it's going on everywhere, practices are a lot more physical. Not to mention a lot of teams are practicing right now against each other. With the 5 total practices they get, they're doing 1-1 or 1-2 and 2 with different teams to get those practices in if they want to use all 5. So things are a lot more physical and getting more work and not worrying so much about, or somebody also told me they want to get it in early in case guys get a little banged up. They got a few extra weeks to get themselves if they do get injured. So I don't know, but it looks a little bit different. It does not look like the old school game at all, but you are seeing teams that realize they got to be more physical. They need to work live, especially on the line of scrimmage. Those guys need to work. That was kind of the theme with the Miami Dolphins and everything else. By the way, so it's all Jamar Chase. He kind of pulled a Tyreek Hill a little bit here. It's always a one position, by the way, isn't it, Woody? It's always a wide receiver. So Jamar Chase was asked about on a podcast about Josh Allen and his quarterback Joe Burrow and the difference and everything and can you imagine when they say something like, oh, that's easy. Like Joe can do everything and, Joe's prepared. He can check to the right play. And he said, but no, Josh Allen's a different deal now. You got to prepare. When you go game plan, you got to worry about Josh Allen. That's the guy you got to worry about. He can do this. He can do that. And with Joe Burrow, they worry about his receivers. That's what they got to worry about. I know I'm guessing he didn't mean it the way it came out, but he's like, hey, man, Joe Burrow's got some really good receivers. Josh Allen doesn't, and Josh Allen can take off and run. Igar runs a little bit, excuse me, but he doesn't run anything like that guy, Josh Allen. So that was kind of the message, and you could see her kind of looking while she's doing the podcast like, I don't know what to say to all this stuff. This is kind of a crazy one.
I will tell you, Josh Allen doesn't need any more stroking after that Hard Knocks last night. My God, man.
What'd you think it was going to be about? No, I'm just asking you. What'd you think it was going to be?
You guys, MVP. That was next level. I mean, the entire hour was
just him.
They put like one offensive lineman or whatever he was.
Yeah.
Like, he raced his cars or something, and they had that guy in there for like a minute. The rest of the show, the entire show.
They don't take like some of the top rookies and follow them home with their girlfriend or wife.
Not really, man. So the thing that's interesting though too is like they travel. It was like 75 miles. They go for camp, so they're not really home.
Wow, I didn't realize a lot of teams still doing that.
I think they said there was 5 teams left that do that.
See, Dallas leaves the state. They go to California.
Seems good. I mean, Josh. Well, he said he loves it, but I don't know. A lot of expectations for that team, though, I'll tell you.
I got to tell you, man, I enjoyed going to camp with all the other guys. I mean, it is the ultimate male bonding. I mean, it is.
Well, it's good the Dolphins are getting away, right?
Oh, this stuff's good. No, this stuff is good. It breaks it up. They'll go against some different guys. All that stuff is true. All that stuff, run your routes, use your techniques, all your moves, blocking. You've been going against the same guys and however, back and forth. And who wins one play might not win the next play. But yeah, legs all of a sudden feel a little better when you see a different uniform, man. Your legs get a little bit fresher. So we'll get into some of that stuff. We got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning as we got a bunch of topics to get to here this morning. This thing about who starts and who's in the rotation, it's really overblown. It
Don't
really
tell
is.
ESPN that.
I
That's all
just
I heard driving in this morning
I
and
I
last night.
I just and the quarterback, listen, quarterback competitions are open, including probably the biggest competition that's going right now is the one that the Dolphins are going to open with, the Indianapolis Colts. They're going to rotate these guys, Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson, until
You ever seen that, by the way, where they already have a plan for both preseason games for 2 games?
No, I think they do that a lot, Woody. I don't think
Really?
they
Yeah,
go.
that seemed
They got a lot of
unusual,
time
man.
to sit up in meetings, man. I always say that when people go, "What is this team doing?" I go, "Well, I'd calm down. If it's anything like our coaching staff, that man would meet until like 11 at night, and they go over everything."
It's also strange too, though. You look at Indianapolis; those quarterbacks are different players, right? Like they play a different game, the two of them. Don't you have to like spend at least a decent portion of camp like tailoring your offense to one of them?
Well, that just tells me that the
Like,
guy they're really counting on, they're not so sure about. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson, they can't count on him. I don't know how much better he is as a passer, but the thing about him, he was a freak. He is physically, he can run, and he's a big guy. Now he gets hurt all the time. It's not Lamar and Josh and those guys who can run and stay healthy for friggin' 16, 17 games. This guy gets hurt a lot. I think all that, and Daniel Jones comes in. Listen, Daniel Jones making pretty damn good money to come in and get his career going again after the Giants dumped him. All right, we do have to go to break. We got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about the Colts and the Dolphins. But right now, we got to figure out a way to put a 53-man roster together and see who's going to be on there. I see our writers down here already trying to get an early jump on the 53-man roster. I do want to tell you this morning about Atlantic Men's Clinic, EED, low T. If you're going through it right now, you don't have to. Not when you go to a place, and this is what they do. This is what they specialize in, low T, your energy level. So people always, well, how do you know? You know. You tired all the friggin' time. You're sitting around, you gain weight because you're saying, I don't have the energy to do it, but I'm still eating the same amount of food. That's good for 20 pounds you gain right there. Then second of all, hey, sex drive's not there. You feel foggy. You just you feel out of it. Just don't. I'm telling you firsthand, I had ED and low. I had the whole thing, and the sex drive completely gone. And it's like, well, Joe, you're getting older. It's normal. I don't want it to be normal. I'm going to go to Atlantic Men's Clinic. And I did 13 and a half months ago, and I got great results. Got the PSA test, got it all done. Met with their professionals, and wow, can't say enough about 7 locations in South Florida, including a brand new one in Hollywood. They've got great people. They got great results. They're going to get everything. You sit down with them. They're going to put a program together specifically for you to have great results, but you got to set up that first appointment. I'm going to give And welcome back, and good morning to everybody out there. Yeah, we're getting into a really good time. This preseason football, it's good to see, and you got to be hardcore. There's no question about it, because a lot of the bottom half of the 90 players will play most of the preseason as teams try to figure out who can fill out that 53-man roster and potentially who can be on the practice squad. And do we need to go somewhere else? Some other guys were kind of watching on other teams and all those things. I'm good. Actually, I'm glad they cut back a game and now have 3. And they have that week off in between, which allows everybody to get healthy. They might be a little banged up. If the coach decides in the 3rd preseason game he wants to play a few guys that he's counting on. So we've got that. What a story, though. Shedeur Sanders, who boy, he's been a story since the draft. There's no question, dropping from the 1st round to the 5th round. And so he's going to start. He's going to start against the Panthers. And it's weird because he didn't want his dad to come because he hasn't been able to practice enough. And he's like, I don't get very many reps here. So I don't know if why don't you stay away, Dad? I don't want to see me not getting that much work. All of a sudden, a couple guys get hurt. And they're going, hey, Shedeur, we're going to start you, which is really weird. So at practice, he hasn't been. I'm guessing the last few days he got more work. But they just let him know, like, hey, man, you get first shot. You're first guy up with some other guys hurt.
Boy, that's a crummy situation for him, isn't it?
Yeah, and by the way, he's got to be going. Those quarterbacks talk, too. They're going, look at what I have to throw to. Oh, my God.
Isn't it amazing how far that guy fell off, though? I mean, it really is remarkable. He enters the season as like the top pick, right? Cam Ward's not even on the radar at that point.
No, he was, but there were some other guys up there. But you're right. There was a lot of Shedeur in that final list. Yes.
Then it got to a point where it was like, all right, 1, 2, Cam and Shedeur, and then this guy just plummeted, man.
Yeah. Then the only thing that stayed and actually moved up was after the quarterback class just got ripped, though. Overall, it got torched, and couple of guys they thought got injured, including the guy playing. By the way, ironically, 2 of the guys they thought were going to be up there, one guy transfers to Miami, and the other guy is the 7th-round pick for Miami. You can't make that up. 2 of the guys that were up there in the class, the guys that had a chance to really up their stock last year, and it didn't happen. So,
but I mean, is this going to be it for Shedeur Sanders? Like, he's going to play this game and that's going to essentially be it. Like,
I don't know. I got to tell you, Woody, you don't sound like you are. I'm kind of rooting for the kid to go out there and.
Oh, I don't have anything against the kid at all, man. I don't. I know
he just looks like a likable kid.
Yeah, he seems fine.
I know everybody thinks
he's people the wrong way, but
all right. So his dad, and
I don't care about that.
He didn't help it. He was speeding a couple of times.
I just think he's in a terrible situation. Like, I don't know what his path to being an NFL starter is.
Anybody that goes out and has 4 quarterbacks and tell them they all got a chance, and you got a little bit of everything, a guy that's like the oldest quarterback down to a guy that's a former 1st-round pick and hadn't worked out in his last 2 stops, and then you draft 2 guys, like, yeah, you don't see that a lot.
I don't even know what his path to making the roster would be, theoretically, there, right? Like, he's the 4th quarterback. Joe Flacco, they already said, is like the for sure starter. And they're not going to get rid of the other draft pick. So it'll be between him and Pickett, I guess.
Have you noticed, though, that nobody's really high in Kenny Pickett?
Well, because he's not good.
Well,
I mean,
the glove man goes to went to Pitt, played for the Steelers. They draft him in the 1st round. And they went, we've seen enough. We're going to let you go. All right, then he gets to go to the Eagles and, got to see that show. And now, yeah, I don't know.
You're going to see this weekend, I think, the most interesting of all the quarterbacks. This guy, Caleb Williams. He is really interesting, man.
Well,
because he's got big shoes to fill with that other guy, the way he played last year.
You got to help these guys and in the right system.
I thought they did, though, last year. It looked like they put a lot around him. Or at least they tried.
Well, they redid the whole O-line this time. This O-line, by the way, they did it before the draft. They went out and traded for guys and picked some free agents up, and they were dumping guys right and left, going, nope, you weren't good enough last year. So they made a lot of changes on that Chicago Bears offensive line. But you're right. Listen, the guy's a first overall pick. Doesn't help when the number 2 pick plays really, really well. And we've seen that now in the last couple of drafts where the number 2 pick in the draft plays a lot better than number 1. And that just adds to everything. Like, look at that. They got their guy. He's good. So
I'm most intrigued by Cam Ward. I don't think Shador Sanders and all these other guys or whatever. Like Cam Ward is intriguing. Right? Because I've never seen a first overall pick.
Cam Ward might be in the same boat, man. You don't worry about coverage.
Nobody cares. Nobody seems to care over
Cam Ward. They'll care if everybody's going to be watching. And I don't know how much he has around him. A team.
Probably not much.
He's going to, and his makeup, we've been around him and see how tough and mature he is, and leadership's off the chart. But at some point, you got to have some guys to play with that can help you, And so we'll see what that Tennessee thing is going to look like. We've got a lot of other stuff going on here that I wanted to jump on here this morning. So we'll have a lot of stuff on the Dolphins coming up here. I know a lot of you listen for the Dolphins, and we're going to have a bunch coming up. So I was watching Little League Baseball yesterday. It's on during the day, so you turn it on. They got these games all over, right? And they're making their way to see who's going to be the final teams to go to the Little League World Series, and it's being played in other countries, and some of the international teams will be making their way over here too, and team from Japan and couple of other places will have a chance. But I always hear this, it pops up like, is this fair to a 300-pound 11-year-old to be on national TV? And I used to hear this about high school football and all the games that are on national TV. And whether you're 16, 17, or 18 playing football, or you're 10, 11, or 12 playing in the Little League World playoffs and on your way to the World Series, I think kids love being on national TV. I do. I think their families like it. I think the whole experience of bouncing around and watching, and I get it. It's a lot of pressure. And I don't know how the sports psychologists feel about putting young 10 and 11 and 12-year-olds under that kind of pressure. When one state is representing, and then they're playing another state, and if they win, they go on to, I think they all like it. I think if you were to sit down and ask them all and ask their parents, they'd all be in. All of them.
I know the parents are in.
I got to tell you, the high school, that used to be one. Why are we doing this? Matter of fact, some of these guys now, they won't go to your school if you don't have a nationally televised game. They want to go where they can play against some of the best schools. This thing Broward County has set up, these games they've got coming up this month that they started a couple years ago, and you play the top 5 or 6 teams in Broward County. They're great, and they try to match them up by how good they are because they don't want blood. And they've ended up having a whole bunch of really good football games. Kind of kick things off. I forgot the name. What's it called? The Broward Kickoff, Woody. I'm not sure what the name. Those guys love that. Not only they get to play, and the ESPN picks up a couple of games that I believe are at St. Thomas Aquinas. Have a few of those games played there, but yeah, man, there's players want to play on really good teams, and they know when you play on a really good team, you're going to have 2 or 3 games on national TV. They love it. Centrals and Northwestern, I don't know. They changed the rules over there, so I don't know what's going on. But I can tell you what, Chaminade, American Heritage Plantation, St. Thomas Aquinas, some of the other schools, Western gets on there sometimes. They love being on there, man.
I think that's different than Little League, though.
All right, so you got
kids are young, man.
I'm asking you, don't give me that.
I'll tell you,
10 or 11, 12. What do you think? They are young.
We just went through the baseball league for the 8-year-olds, and my son played in the final game. There's a lot of the parents are nutty, man. I know they seem to put a lot of pressure on the kids. So I don't know, like dealing with that at 10.
I think that
I don't know. Maybe they like it.
Parent thing's a little different.
The parent thing is, to me, is the biggest issue with youth sports because the parents are so on top of everything and so
but this
involved.
has to do with national TV. I'm just talking about these games being on TV every day. You're flipping over to crazy ass parents.
Because I think the parents are the ones that put the pressure on the kids, right?
I got news for you. If you play on a team, there's going to be a crazy parent. In any sport, we can do them all. There's going to be one crazy ass part-time parent or full-time parent. Somebody's going to be over the top. Guaranteed. It's been going on since I was a kid. Somebody goes over the top.
I know. You don't want to be the 10-year-old that blows the game on ESPN.
Well, that's
you imagine? Like,
so that's
pull a Jazz Chisholm or something.
That's part of the. Well, that ought to make you feel better if you, for some reason, have a brain fart at 10 compared to making millions playing for the Yankees.
I mean, you want to be the kid that gives up the home run, the pitcher or whatever, that gives up the walk-off. I mean, I don't
know. That's the argument. The argument is it damages these kids, and they shouldn't be under this kind of pressure where a ground ball with 2 outs, and all you got to do is catch the ball and flip it to second for the force out. And it goes through your legs, and little Johnny's sitting on, and then they show the close-up, and he's balling, and all the guys run. I understand it. That's why I brought this up. And I know the high school football thing because they used to complain about that, and I said, stop. These guys love it. But
I'm sure it's great for the winning teams, the kids that make the plays, but I don't know. Could you imagine being a 10-year-old kid and you get Bucknered out there, and you got to live with that? That sucks.
I don't know.
Or are we just going, you're full old school, and we just tell the kid, hey,
I got to tell you,
sucks,
Woody,
just,
Woody,
this is how it's going to be. Like,
you go down there, you watch. And by the way, they probably do get a hard time. You go back to school after this, and school starts up in a couple weeks, and there you are in the 5th or 6th grade now at 10, 11, 12, and everybody's going, hey, Johnny, you're the one that made the air, man, or you guys would have won. Because, kids will say dumbass things to each other, and like, wow, you had to bring that up, and the kid has to go down. He's bawling a little bit, goes to the bathroom. He's getting the tears out. So,
hey, man, that's what happens. You play on ESPN in the middle of the day, and you got old guys watching.
And by the way, the old guys are watching.
I can't believe you watch that stuff.
I just had it on. She goes, I was watching the end of a game. It was really good. And she goes, and the wife always puts everything in perspective. Why are you watching this? I said, I want to see how they handle. They're 1 out away from coming back down 3-0, and I want to see if they can finish this thing. She goes, they're kids. You go, hey, I love to see how everybody performs under pressure.
Joe, we've been ordered to discuss Wes Boca, by the way, to add them into the conversation here. So not just Broward, Wes Boca.
Wes Boca.
State champ.
By the way, if Wes Boca, I will not talk about Wes Boca till they give a big congratulations to Cardinal Gibbons for taking 9 or 10 of their players last year.
All right.
They loaded up fast.
Someone wanted that in
Hey, West Boca had a hell of a team last year. And I go, where did all those kids come from? And a lot of them go, I don't know. A lot of them saw a lot of those same faces at Cardinal Gibbons.
That school's way out there, by the way. That's where I guess I would have ended up. But
hey, but here's the whole deal, Woody. Here's the whole deal. That's welcome to the new world of you don't mind going 5 or 10 or 15 miles now to get to your new high school, and where you're going, and you're now with your youth football coach goes over there with you, or one guy goes and he
sports have
recruits.
Gotten so nuts, man. And I hear parents, like, kids a little older, the travel that they do.
I got to tell you,
they're not only their weekends, but
these teams, again, we got 7 or 8 teams again in South Florida that are powerhouses. They have a chance to win just about against anybody. And kids want to play there. They talk, they know, we got a position for you, man. You can play for us if you want to get off that team. And nobody wants to play on a team unless they think their team's got a chance to be really good. It's hard to find guys that'll stay at that school. We've got to go to break here. I did not realize how late it is, man. We'll take a quick break.
You're very passionate about your little league.
No, I was just wondering because somebody said I think it's disgusting that they have these.
They went to disgusting on you?
Yeah, they go a 5'3", 100-pound, because they do the weight and size of them. Little Johnny's 5'3", 100 pounds, and he's 10 or 11 years old, and his ass is on national TV. I go, yeah, he must be enjoying being out there. Everybody back home can watch.
Yeah, until he strikes out in the bottom of the ninth.
That's the bad part.
Yeah.
It's either that strikeout on the last out with the bases loaded and you have a chance to win the game. It's the same, right?
No, he goes
or the
slow,
shortstop,
yeah.
the shortstop, it goes under, or the guy drops a fly ball, and that would have been it. And you would have won 3-2, and and I get it.
Yeah.
And by the way, there is no question mom and dad have to deal with that after the game for 10, even a 12-year-old. I mean, let's not make a 12-year-old sound like he's a senior in high school.
The kids that lost that game, I was telling you about, like the kids were devastated. I don't know who was more devastated, the parents or the kids, but there was a lot of crying going on.
I think that's all connected. You go through the whole thing with your kids, and you got a good team, and you think you got a real good little league. Now put the all-star team together, and
well, how do you balance having fun and trying to make it serious? That to me is the issue, right? Like, I'm not trying
how
to
they have
my
fun
kid and try to get him into the major leagues, but
you know how they have fun? They keep winning.
Yeah,
that's how they're having fun.
I just wonder how you balance that, like between having fun and taking it really serious. Like that's the difficult.
So have you
part
seen?
for me.
I know we got to go to break, but have you seen when the manager or the coach, and usually he's got a son on the team, he comes out, he goes, "Hey, you guys, relax. Let's have some fun." Like most of those coaches are really good. They don't get all like, "Hey, we need one out. We could do it, Johnny. You're pitching great. Just keep pitching, guys. Relax out there. This is fun, man. You're playing. We've already won a whole bunch of games. Let's just go out and win this. All right." Just
until his son makes an error, and then he
don't be the Debbie Downer. No, listen, man.
So all
it's
these
nice.
coaches have like 4 or 5 teams now, and they're all parents. So they all got all their kids are on. They have to have their kid on the team, right? That's the
well. Let me ask you. I always say this to everybody: bitches about the parent. Do you want to do it? You have full time to do it?
I signed up to do basketball. I can't. The baseball I leave to the experts.
Okay, that's my point.
I did sign up for basketball.
So I love when all the other parents complain about the one parent who's out there that wants to do it. Nobody else wants to do it. So one of the parents got to do it.
I'm trying to think of what kind of coach I should be, like what kind of temperament I should have. Like, should I be like Bobby Knight and throw chairs?
That's not you. You're a real introvert.
Like Phil Jackson and just sit
this
there.
This is the most you talk since you've been back. You're an introvert. That's not your style. You'd have a
so sit there like Phil Jackson, just like look at everything and like maybe eventually call a timeout at some point. Remember, you always used to make those guys just play through.
All right, listen, let's go to break. Now we're super late here. You done? All right, we got a lot more. Hey, Woody, a lot of time to talk this morning. A lot of time to talk.
You might hear from Len if you keep going late.
I haven't seen Len. Is he still working for the company? That's where we are, our boss. Is he still here? Hurricane season is here. Oh, my gosh. Protect your home with Loctite Impact windows, doors, and roofing. You got that old leak. All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody out there. Man, we're starting to get rolling here. Can't wait. Tomorrow we'll be down in Coral Gables with University of Miami. I believe we have the president of the university, the athletic director, the head coach, and Tom Yamas, who now does the NBC nightly news. Well, I used to work with down here. He's going to be down there. And we'll see what else we are able to grab down there as first day in pads for a team, once again, has got high expectations to be much more balanced. We'll get our first look at Coach Heatherman and that defense, the pieces they've added to that defense, and then, of course, Carson Beck and his receivers. Boy, last year, I didn't know what to expect before the year with their receivers. Man, as a group, nobody in the country is more productive than that group. When you look at the tight end and top 4 wide receivers, which, oh, by the way, are all gone, either in the NFL or in camps with the NFL or transferred. So their top tight end, Arroyo, gone, and the 4 wides. So a lot of new faces will get a chance. I mean, it's a brand new group across the board.
Do you remember seeing Cam Ward for the first time last year?
I do.
That was quite a day, huh?
So he is running around.
So much better than I thought he was going to be.
Well, he's running around, and I go, well, that's good that he's running around so much, but you're not going to be able to run around in games like that. And
he did say that. I remember.
And I was like, I probably would have got tackled on that one because you got let up during practice. You only get so close to the quarterback. You're not going to hit him. And so I was like, but it was a hell of a throw he made. I got to give him credit. That was still a great throw, whether somebody was there or not. And he did that all year. He made all those throws. He bought time and looks for big plays down the field. And that was fun to watch. That if you're a Miami Hurricane fan, and I know the disappointment of what happened towards the end of the year, especially Georgia Tech and Syracuse. But, man, I got to tell you, you can't say that wasn't fun to watch. That passing game was a blast. Now, you might have been frustrated on the defensive side. A lot of people were because it wasn't very good. And it got worse. Technique looked bad. Looked like it was full of broken coverages or just bad coverage. It was broken. It was broken by the end of the year. It was one of those where Cam Ward just goes out, Woody, and goes, okay, guys, we got to score every time we get the ball, okay? Every time we get it, we need to score to stay in this game. And so this year they feel a lot more balanced with the new coach, a lot of new guys, man. I got to tell you, one thing about Mario, if there's an area on the team that looks like it's got a weakness and he doesn't think that he touched on it through high school recruiting and development, he will hit that transfer portal over and over and over again with the same guys at the same position to make sure he has depth. And so I'm expecting that secondary, to my point, to be a lot better group of players this year. We've got a lot of Dolphin stuff when we come back. We through 2 weeks here of camp now as they get set to practice today and leave for Chicago. We're going to have a list of some players that really gotten off to a nice start and really, really nice. And I'm working on the eyeball test and comments from coaches and other players. One thing about other players will tell you who's really playing well and who's getting after it every day. One thing, there's no BS with the other players. They know right away who can play and who can't and who's got a chance to be good. They pick up on that. And apparently some of them aren't afraid to tell you what they think. If you get Tyreek, well, I'll tell you what, the national news made a big deal about Tyreek talking about Achane shouldn't be in on short yardage and goal line. We need our bigger backs. We got 3 big backs. So use them. He shouldn't be in there. And by the way, don't think I'm talking behind his back, everybody, before you go run to him. I've already told him the same thing. And so, Coach commented on it and Devon commented on it later. I just think, and the national media picked up on it, they go after Tyreek. Listen, Tyreek's going to say stuff and it is going to make the news, and he's not going to stop. He's not capable of stopping. He's not. And second of all, they put up with it because he's really good and they need him. And it's that simple. Those are the two parts. He's going to say things the coach probably wish he wouldn't, even if he's joking around or if he's being honest. We don't need you to be honest. We got enough coaches to do that on how guys play. But we're going to put up with it as long as you're really good. And that's the situation. All right. Hey, we got more stuff to get to here before we hit this 7 o'clock hour this morning. Chris Perkins going to join us in the 7 o'clock hour. We'll talk to Perk. I do want to take a second here to tell you about Baptist Health South Florida. Miami, well, I'll tell you what, they put together one of the great sports medicine programs in the country. They really have. You got great facilities with great doctors, a team of specialists for every part of the body,
fell to the Astros 7-3. Miami will 440 from Lone Depot Park. Over to the Dolphins, who will have one more practice in Miami this morning before heading out to Chicago. There will be a joint practice with the Bears on Friday, followed by Sunday's preseason opener. And the Canes will return to camp today in Coral Gables. We'll be broadcasting live from Canes camp tomorrow with Mario Cristobal and Athletic Director Dan Radakovich, both scheduled to join the show. Joe, we'll toss it back to you.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. As we're getting ready to start rocking and rolling with football. Before you know it, we'll be talking about Notre Dame and University of Miami playing. And then the Miami Dolphins will be hitting the road the following week against the Colts. And all the other football in town high school and other schools will get going. And man, one great thing about football, they all count. You don't play a lot of them. You got to win early. And if you're going to stay in there where you want to get to, keep your rankings up, especially college football with 12 games plus a championship game. They're all important if you want to get yourself in a situation to win and hopefully win your conference, and if not, have win enough games to get one of those positions, one of those 12 spots in the playoffs as they stand right now. All right, we've got all kinds of stuff I want to get in. I really haven't talked much about it. So we're through 2 weeks of camp, and I write down who has good practices, and the practices of 4 or 5 I've been to of they've had a lot more than that, and have another one today. But the biggest surprise for me of everybody, and there's been some guys and some you know of and would expect, like Tua and Jalen Waddle have had really good camps, and you're going, well, you kind of expect that, right? Those guys have been good players. I'll tell you what, the guy that's developed the most to me is Patrick Paul. He's gotten better and better. He's got a little nastiness to him, which I like the offensive lineman to have. He's got all kinds of athletic ability. He is the big man on campus too. That is one big, long dude. And he's done, you talk about a guy that it was time, and I had no idea it was this close. I was a little concerned. So there's going to be some growing pains. And there's still, he give up some sacks, but my God, man, he looks and plays, and they done a great job of making sure he goes against really good pass rushers every day. And so that one has been good. Chop Robinson, people are raving about from last year. And of course, those are our first 2 picks. And they've had really good camps so far. Chop has been almost unblockable, how good he's been. Now, he is a first-round pick, and we saw it in the second half of the season, the talent and all those things, but just play your ass off for future consideration, which might be coming before you know it. I just was like, but he's got a pretty good arm. Now, I'm not saying Josh Allen arm, but he's got or by the way, as far as that goes, he doesn't have a Zach Wilson arm, but it's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. So I just wanted to give a shout out. And of course, the front seven defensively has overall been really, really good, and it looks deep for this team. So now we get into the work of preseason and these practices, trying to figure out who you want to keep and who can play. The coaching staff has made it really clear, so you can stop with this. Well, we're going to go out and sign some more free agents. I don't think so. They are pretty committed to a bunch of guys on this team. I think on the offensive line, they're committed to some guys. And in the cornerback position, the 5 or 6 guys, I think they feel like they have most of them here right now. Now, would I be surprised if they pick up another offensive lineman as a top 8 or 9 guy? No, I would not. Coming up here. So all that stuff we have with today and everything else that we'll be talking. Willie Gay, by the way, could easily be in that list for the big play he makes. Willie Gay makes one big play every day. He does. He makes, and I know people, well, why isn't he starting? And well, listen, they've got some guys pretty good. They had really good years last year. We picked Dotson up and from Seattle, and he played great. We had 3 picks. Jordan Brooks had 140-something tackles, but Willie Gay's going to play. Willie Gay is keeps playing the way he is. He is going to get. He's been around the league now, 5, 6, 7 years. He's going to play a lot of football. It's not like they're going, okay, you had a good camp, but no, you can't make your way on. No, I think they'll rotate those guys and make sure they try to keep. Hey man, every coach would love to have enough talent that you feel you can put the backup guy or the next guy up in, and you don't blink about it. You trust the guy completely. That's called depth. And by doing that, one guy didn't have to play so much, and you can rotate him and try to keep him fresh. And the Dolphins would like to have that situation at almost every position. They really, really would. So, all right, we got to go to break. We've got Chris Perkins going to join us coming up here. We're going to talk to Perk out at camp as Perk's getting set to not only for practice today, but the team will be trying. And first time, folks, first time I can remember the Miami Dolphins staying on the road this long in preseason. They literally will be back for Jacksonville, practices at home, the Jacksonville game, then the bye week. But that's it. Camp's going to be, once they leave today, there's not much left of this camp here at Hard Rock Stadium. It's just about history. Have it pretty wiped out after that. Marlins got one more game today, and then they've got an 11-game road trip, including a doubleheader this Saturday against the Atlanta Braves, but they'll play, I think it's the Braves, Cleveland, and the Red Sox, if I'm not mistaken. So they're going to be on the road for a little while. Nice long road trip coming up for them. And again, we'll be at the University of Miami tomorrow for a fun day. Get caught up with all the University of Miami guys out there. We'll have a lot more stuff coming up here, including first week of preseason starts tomorrow. I know they had the Hall of Fame game, but now everybody else gets that first game in this week. And we'll be telling you about some of the quarterbacks we already know are going to be starting in that game. A little surprising, some guys that are going to play in that first preseason game. So we'll have all that stuff coming up here. First, though, I do want to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers this morning. Wherever you're headed, it really doesn't matter. Over the next week or two, I want to let you know they've got everything you need in SUV, family
time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, Woody. Always great having this guy. Deep diving, Chris Perkins from the Sun Sentinel, Dolphins columnist, and does some great stuff with the Dolphins and has been now for a while. Perk, how are you this morning?
Big Joe, I'm excited, man. I want to see what this quarterback battle looks like today. Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers. Want to see what this run game looks like without Austin Jackson and Alec Ingold. A lot of stuff to see today.
Yeah. Hey, before we get into all that stuff, I thought Anthony Weaver, I listened to all the coaches stuff. I know you were there. I thought he was unbelievable talking about his corners. Like, hey, they're here. We got to just keep peeling pieces off there, but we're getting to it. And he brought up some names. I always read into the names that come to the brain first. Did you kind of feel that way too with Jack Jones and Ethan Bonner and Jason Marshall and going with Sheffield? And Matt caught that. Did you catch that? And obviously Storm Duck, who's had a great camp.
Yeah, I caught that, Joe. And I'll say this, man. The players love Weave, and I really like Weave. He's very positive. You know, he's a former player, so they relate to him on that level. I mean, the guy had the number 4 defense in the league last year, number 9 against the run, so you got to listen when he talks. Having said all that, Joe, that's a bit of a sales job he was doing because I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing good stuff from Storm Duck. He's one of the stars of camp. But Sheffield had a rough day yesterday, Joe, a very, very rough day, especially in deep coverage. I'm not seeing anybody else yet emerge from that cornerback group aside from Storm Duck. We'll see what Jack Jones and Mike Hilton can do. Jones on the boundary and Hilton in the slot. We'll see what Cornell Armstrong can do in the slot. But joint practices are going to tell a lot. But at this point, Storm Duck is the only guy that I've seen that looks like he's of starting caliber right now.
You know, it's funny, and it's a good opportunity for these guys. But you look at Sheffield; he hasn't played much football the last couple of years. He's played a little special teams, but you got to go back a few years on some of these guys since they played, and you're like, man, this is a great opportunity. But I think at some point you get exposed, like you said, of like, hey, your special teams might be your best way to get on this team. Hey, the quarterback situation, I thought, and you and I know people get on us a little bit, and they're getting on me, and they're pointing to you the other day at camp, and Omar's giving you the business every time Quentin Ewers makes a good throw. I caught that, and I had to tell him to stop doing a radio show over there. You know, it was embarrassing and all that. Quentin Ewers has, every time I go out there, you're there all the time. He has a really good practice and makes a lot of good throws.
He does. He's shown a lot, you know, and especially for a 7th-round pick, Joe. You know, this is a guy that he's got low expectations as a 7th-round pick, and he's come in and he's done everything that's been asked of him. I'll say this, though. Zach Wilson was my stock up yesterday. We give a stock up and a stock down, and the reason why, none of the quarterbacks had an especially great day. Tua probably had his worst day yesterday. A lot of incompletes, missed Tyreek, a wide open Tyreek on a deep one. Tyreek had beaten Sheffield, and Tua overthrows him. He underthrew Tyreek on another deep ball. But what I liked about Zach was he had a bad day on Sunday. They were off on Monday. He comes back on Tuesday. He throws 3 touchdown passes. And we saw on Sunday he had that bad interception to Jordan Colbert, the safety. Nobody's around. Looked like a miscommunication. We didn't see any of that yesterday. Zach Wilson had cleaned up all that stuff. He threw some nice passes, and I like the way he bounced back, Joe. It showed me that mentally he's got a little bit of toughness to him. It showed me that he has the ability to correct some errors, and he got his receivers on the same page with him also. So for all of that, I liked what I saw. That's why I gave him my stock up, and he threw more touchdown passes than either of the other 2 quarterbacks.
Chris, the national media is hitting the drama side a little bit. You know who? So Tyreek comes out and says Devon Achane shouldn't be running on short yardage. We got 3 big backs. It should be. He said 2, but there's 3 big backs. They should get the ball. By the way, a lot of us probably agree with that. Not sure it should come from your wide receiver, but anyway, people are saying Mike seemed frustrated with the comment. Do you think he was frustrated, or are they just used to it? And they're just worried about him playing football, and they don't care what he says?
Tyreek's gonna Tyreek, right? I mean, he can't help being himself. He's always gonna say the quiet part out loud, Joe, and I think Mike knows that now. It's a little bit frustrating, but look, Tyreek was 100% right. I mean, he was 100% right. And the problem before was you didn't really have that big back. Remember, they released Chris Brooks, and they really didn't have anybody to fill that role. I thought Jeff Wilson was more of a slasher than a power back. Now you've got somebody with power in Alexander Madison. We'll see what Ollie Gordon II can do, the 6th-round pick out of Oklahoma State. But I give Tyreek credit. He said what needed to be said, just like Tua said what needed to be said about Tyreek. So, I think both of those guys were right in each instance. And now let's see if the Dolphins make some changes, because you can't keep running Devon Achane up the middle on 3rd and 1 and in short yardage situations. Yeah. You need power and force. And that's why you got Jonah and James Daniels also right at guard.
That's right. Hey, practices have been a lot more physical. Have you noticed? It's obvious they're getting after it a lot more.
They have, and look, Joe, and what I've said and written is I like those top 2 draft picks of the last 2 drafts, because they do represent a little bit of a commitment to the trenches, right? When you look at Chop Robinson and Patrick Paul last year, and Kenneth Grant and Jonas Avainaya this year, you're getting some big guys, some guys who can do some work at the line of scrimmage, which has been a weakness for the Dolphins. And we are seeing some more physical practices. Now, they're being a little smarter. Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb didn't take as many snaps yesterday. That's why we saw them running those sprints. That's what they do when they know they're not going to take as many reps. They keep it going by doing some sprints. So we've seen some smarts by not playing Phillips and Chubb, as many reps as maybe they normally would, but we've seen more physicality. Hopefully that translates, big backs on 3rd and 1, all that kind of stuff, Joe. I hope it translates to the regular season.
Who's been the 3rd best receiver for 2 weeks?
Ooh, that's a good question, because it's been up in the air. Malik Washington has showed us stuff as a slot guy. I'm still waiting for Nick Westbrook-Akini to show us something. He's the big-bodied 6'2", 211-pounder. He had, 8 or 9 touchdowns for Tennessee last year, and I think 5 were in the red zone or something like that. We have not seen that version of NWI yet. Hopefully we see it. Taj Washington has showed us some stuff. But nobody has really stepped up and emerged as a number 3 target, whether it's a tight end, a slot receiver, an outside receiver. I mean, Achane had 78 receptions last year, and you don't have a Jonnu or a tight end to take up 88. We don't know what's going on with Darren Waller, Joe. I don't know how you get in football shape without playing football, Joe. You got to explain that one to me. But I don't know who's going to be the number 3 wide receiver or the number 3 receiving target at this point.
Yeah. Hey, so Austin Jackson's going to be out. I'm guessing maybe won't play again till the season starts and give him all the time he needs, but maybe he's back for the last week. But either way, who's a front runner for you from what you've seen? They've rotated 3 guys in there at that right tackle position. Who do you see as a front runner for that job if they're going to have to play a lot in the preseason anyway?
Yeah, right now it's Larry Borum, but they might have to go off roster, Joe, because what they've had out there, and I'll say this, that's for the tackles on both sides. I don't know that they have a backup left tackle either, but we're talking right tackle here. And when you see all these reports about the backup edge rushers, Grayson Murphy and Quentin Bell and Derek McClendon and Cam Good and Mo Camara, they're eating off of these backup offensive tackles, left and right tackles. And we'll see in Chicago whether these backup edge rushers are that good or whether the Dolphins are leaky at backup tackle. I think the Dolphins are leaky at backup tackle. Larry Borum, Ryan Hayes, they're putting Keon Smith out there, but nothing has seemed to work for them so far. I'll say this also about Zach Wilson and getting the stock up yesterday. This guy was under tremendous pressure, Joe. I mean, these edge rushers were coming at him one after the other, and he didn't panic also. But I'm worried about the entire backup offensive line. I'm worried about Andrew Meyer at center has been the best backup offensive lineman out there on the field. But I'm worried about every position on the backup offensive line. I think if the starters stay healthy, they can be good. But as we've seen with this Austin
haven't seen
Jackson
much
injury,
of that. No.
Yeah, right. We haven't seen much of that, so they might have to go off roster.
Yeah, starting five don't know each other. Seems like one guy comes back, another guy goes down, and they have not spent a lot of time together. So that leads me to the next one. How much do you play Tua Tagovailoa here in the preseason, including this first game against Chicago with so many guys, it looks like, around the league? Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Geno Smith, Kyler Murray, all these guys going to start game one.
Yeah, I think they probably stick to what they did last year with Tua. What do you get, like one series?
Yeah,
And
not
you know
much.
what, Joe? When they got Brett Gabbert as the number 4 quarterback, I thought that meant, okay, that means Tua's definitely not going to play because you have Zach Wilson and you got Quinn Ewers, and if one of them gets hurt, then you got Brett Gabbert and blah, blah, blah. And then they released Gabbert and signed Chris Myrick, the tight end, because Ingold is out. So, but having said all of that, I think it's still going to be a Zach Wilson, Quinn Ewers kind of deal in the games. And if one of them goes down, the other one just has to play all that time, or you go to the emergency number 3 quarterback. I don't think they're going to risk putting Tua out there.
All right, so just to follow up on this thing, I was out there all weekend. Quinn Ewers just threw the hell out of the football.
Yep.
So I kept looking at you, going, "Damn, Perk, are we right, show. Perk? I mean, we've been hanging on this one. We're getting a lot of pressure. Everybody wants that open competition. You see Quinn Ewers, any situation in this preseason, because Skylar Thompson was the greatest tease of all time as a 7th-round pick.
Yep.
You see Quinn Ewers getting that backup job, any situation. And I know what coaches already said, Zach's the guy.
No, I don't see that situation
for
2 reasons, Joe. Number one, it's political. And what I mean is, that Mike McDaniel said Zach Wilson is a direct, calculated target. They've had problems developing and identifying a number 2 quarterback. How's it going to look if the 7th-round pick overtakes your direct, calculated target? You're going to look like you don't know what you're talking about.
Great call.
That's number one. And then number 2 is, Quinn Ewers is a 7th-round pick. I mean, I don't know that you're going to trust him that much. If Quinn was a 2nd or 3rd-round pick, I don't know that the reviews would be so high, right? Expectations are low when you're a 7th-round pick. And then the other thing is you're paying Zach $6 million. So I think that short of injury, there's probably no way that Quinn Ewers becomes the number 2 quarterback.
Perk, you got my attention on the $6 million. That got me. There was no question. You got me on that one. So the biggest thing you're going to be looking at when you go up there, Chicago, for the practice and then the preseason game as well, what would it be?
I'm not going up there. David Furones is going up there, but Joe, I'm going to be looking at the line of scrimmage and the toughness, because Chicago is a team that wanted to protect Caleb back there at quarterback, and they improved that offensive line, or they think they did. Let's see what the Dolphins can do against them. Let's see if the Dolphins' toughness shows up there at the line of scrimmage. And like I said, I like what they've done the last 2 years at the top of the draft. Let's see if that surfaces. What can Jonah do? What can Kenneth Grant do? What are we going to see from Patrick Paul, who has had a great camp? I want to see if all this stuff that we've seen of Dolphins versus Dolphins translates to Dolphins versus Bears.
Yeah, and that's the strength of the team. I've been saying it looks like that front 7 defensively and the backups, as you said, everybody seems to be, every time they line up against this Dolphins offense, 2s or 3s. Like you said, the backups seem like they're getting 2 and 3 sacks of practice. Perk, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
All right, Joe. We'll talk again.
All right. Chris Perkins, Sun Sentinel Dolphins columnist, joining us this morning to talk a little bit about different parts of the team as they get set to head to Chicago tonight. But before we get there, I got to tell you about a couple of guys that are fantastic. Their names are Gary and Harvey. Talking about Harvey Cohn and Gary Judah. The partners of Cohn and Judah Injury Law Firm, personal injury attorneys in Plantation.
Perkins. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody, what do you have for us this morning?
All right, Joe. We're going to build up to our last story here. Thank you to people, by the way, that tagged us on Twitter in this one. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. When did everybody get so dirty?
I don't know, but that business, can you buy stock in the company that makes that thing? Because it's a business must be booming. Anyway, speaking of business being booming,
tell us more about it, Woody.
ESPN is joining, we talked about this yesterday, with the WWE to stream WrestleMania beginning in 2026.
Holy
the deal
smokes.
Announced Wednesday includes 2-night events. These are, by the way, all like 2-night events. They're monster events at these big stadiums.
Yeah.
This stuff is so popular. 2-night events such as WrestleMania and SummerSlam, plus other WWE premium live events, including the Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and Money in the Bank. WWE will produce the events for the ESPN platforms, which will serve as their exclusive U.S. domestic home.
You know, it seemed like, Woody, maybe just me, it seemed like ESPN went kind of flat for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And now, man, they're rolling. Getting the NFL stuff from NFL Network, and now some of the products they're adding.
Very intrigued to see how this NFL Network thing works.
I think we all are.
Right? I mean,
I just want to lose my buddies. I don't see any of the guys out of work.
So, again, this is all part of ESPN's direct-to-consumer deal here. So you will be able to buy, I mean, I assume soon or now, you can buy the ESPN just pack, like the ESPN package.
What do you think that'll run a month?
30,
40?
Actually, I could tell you, Joe, it's $29.99.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there's a big ad for it right here.
That's all I need, man.
Later.
By the way, everybody out there,
month,
if you have children and people that's around the house a lot, see how much you're spending on your apps right now. You might be surprised to find out you have 3 or 4 more apps you pay for every month and had no friggin' idea about it.
So that one later this month, $29.99. Let's see. Netflix goes up in price every month.
Well, it's not just that.
Yeah,
It's I buy
Disney
friggin' movies within.
Oh, yeah, I know. The nighttime
Amazon
stuff,
Prime, and you can get this, and kind of, do I want to watch it? Hell yeah, I want to watch it.
You're the guy that gets stuff on the cable bill, the pay-per-view stuff at night. Hey, man, you got to find your stuff one way or another, right?
Yeah, it's just
it's tough.
We got a bunch, man. I didn't realize we have Apple and
Apple,
Hulu.
Yeah,
we're paying for Hulu. I know. You can go to Hulu.
You have the soccer package on Apple. Did you buy that one?
No. I don't mean. I'm not trying to be.
I know.
Disrespectful. No. You only buy and watch so much.
Baseball package.
I haven't been able to watch half these documentaries you keep teasing me about.
I know. So Paramount Plus is the new one that I've been told that we have to get because some show or movie or something is coming
pretty soon. If you're a football fan, you got to get the Peacock.
Always need the Peacock. All right. Speaking of, well, not really. This was from yesterday, Joe. George Kittle. What are you laughing about?
You.
Anyway,
you're a child.
You're
a real child.
George Kittle jumping on NFL Network. I assume you saw this.
I did.
Here,
I cracked up.
This was pretty good.
But yeah, man. I mean, the goal, of course, is being in Levi's. Beginning 2026. That's always the goal.
Sure. And George, hello, friend. How are you?
I honestly just came up here to air a grievance.
Oh.
Our team got a memo today that smelling salts and ammonia packets were made illegal in the NFL.
Wow.
And I've been distraught all day.
Okay. Illegal? He even said he's not practicing anymore.
I considered retirement.
Yeah. So they go ahead and bring that back for George Kittle.
Yeah, so we got to figure out middle ground here, guys. Somebody help me out. Somebody come up with a good idea.
Send
Fred, it's on you.
Airing of grievances.
Yeah, that's all I had to get out there. I'll get that off.
Is it before every drive?
I'm an every drive.
I've seen guys like that.
I'm an every drive.
In between every play,
no, that's too much.
Pulls out the
That's way too much.
Yeah. Well, it feels like the energy's still out here, though. I mean,
no, definitely. But I missed those already.
Well, they haven't been outlawed at practice.
No, we don't have them out practice.
Okay, all right, just checking.
That's all right. That was my only grievance. But besides that, you guys look fabulous.
We'll
Fred,
fix it.
It's all yours.
Thank you,
George. We'll do our best to help you out with that, man.
You did great, buddy. Yep.
Well, that's an unfortunate development.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't get the memo.
It just came out this morning, and obviously he's very distraught over it.
It is. They were great.
Every drive guy.
We lived on them.
Really?
That's what we had.
Man.
By the way, when you got a concussion,
I know, yeah. I heard that.
it was like, whoa!
And I read
There was
about
something else
them.
that used to give me that, whoa!
Yeah, well, I
That-
read about it because I want to know why they banned them. And, yeah, apparently they're used to mask head injuries.
Well, that's what we.
Yeah.
But, yeah, guys that
Not
get
good.
a little lightheaded from
Mm-hmm.
anything that got you a little off and you didn't feel like you're all there. Pop goes the weasel. You pop one of those.
Yeah. All right, Joe. Looks like we have a little closure in this Miami Heat jersey.
Oh, boy.
Situation
I thought you were going to give me –
here.
I thought we were going to talk to our legal guy and find out how many years he's looking at.
I can ask David Weinstein how long he's looking at if you would like. I was going to weigh in and say that I think this is a life sentence.
No way.
Easy. No parole, nothing. I don't even think they should give him, like, when they let you walk around for an hour outside, I don't even think he should be allowed that.
By the way, what a dumbass to think that he could get away with that.
Yeah.
First of all, not a very smart guy. Retired, too, right?
Yeah. 62 years old. He's your age, right?
Try to get a little more money in that 401k. Sold a LeBron jersey for $100,000, Woody, and it just went for $3.7 million.
Yeah.
Oh, Woody.
Sad, man.
It's not sad. You're stupid. It's just stupid.
No, these stories really do suck because I like that stuff. I really enjoy collecting memorabilia. I like the business of that. And these stories are really bad for that business, man. Like, really bad. When you can't trust the big companies, what can you do in that business, right? Like, that's tough. Upper Deck and all these big fanatics, these companies that do the memorabilia stuff. You got to be able to trust, Joe.
Wow.
It's a circle of trust.
Yeah, what a story.
And our final one here today, it has happened again.
Woody, can you give me a little more detail on it, though?
There was a neon green toy thrown on the court in Los Angeles this time around here.
Pretty good size, yeah.
Fever and Sparks. Yeah. It was Sophie Cunningham that punted it into the stands.
Not happy.
No. By the way, speaking of life sentences, we might have to make an example of someone because we can't have this continue to happen here.
I know you chuckles about it's just like, what are you doing, man?
It is stupid. I'm not laughing.
So you get a ticket and go hide it, and then you throw it out there.
Well, we were talking about this back here earlier, so you don't even really have to sneak it in all that much because when you walk into these games now, they're only checking for metal. They're not checking for rubber or for food or whatever this thing's made. I don't know. But they're not.
So now it's not.
That
now
stuff.
this is not going to stop until somebody says, "Hey, the next time it happens."
Well, we're gonna have to go back to frisking people, and we don't need that. Those things only check for weaponry.
First time I've seen a green one though.
No, it's not. It's the fourth time.
Oh, they're all green?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's a situation, Joe.
Oh, not good, Woody. Not a good situation. It's
I don't like what people are doing on Twitter, making these photos of the logo, holding one up. I don't like what they're doing.
You do though. You're very childish.
No, I'm not.
You do. See, there you go. That little laugh right
You're
there.
smiling too.
No.
By the way, people can see you, so they can see what your facial expression is at the moment.
I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's funny.
It has to stop, but it
has to stop.
It is. Look, they did it at an NBA game. It'd be funny. It's not just them.
I still don't get. You go to a game, and so first of all, you don't want anybody to know you did it, right? So it's not like you're doing it so everybody will know. But the second thing is, it's just, they're just really disrespectful.
Yeah. It is disrespectful.
But there are guys like you that laugh a little bit about it.
No, but it can also be funny and disrespectful at the same time, right?
I'm guessing those girls playing basketball didn't think it was funny.
No, I'm guessing they did not.
That's kind of funny. Whoever came up with that, that's great. Keep them coming.
Oh. By the way, that league has gotten very popular.
that league has. I see people buying teams. I saw the value of teams going up. The
Caitlin
TV
Clark's hurt
contract
right now, but
well, she's good for business, no
she is
question
good
about
for
it.
the business.
She got a little tiger kind of impact on the sport. She has.
Hey, they're doing MJ's. I don't know why they're doing this, but they're doing MJ's top 10 playoff moments right now. Do you have one? Do you have one that stands out for you?
Yeah, that crossover and then follow through on the follow.
Well, outside of the Byron
the last
Russell
shot.
one.
And he's saying he got pushed, and he goes, "You didn't get pushed. I just put a move on your ass to get an open jumper." That follow through is beautiful.
Were you covering the Heat when he was like torching them in the playoffs?
Yeah. So you remember they came down here and they said they stayed out all night and were drinking and they lost the one game.
You'd have to tell the story on that one. I don't remember.
No. So in the old days, when this South Beach thing was kind of new, everybody came down here and we called it, the best six man in basketball was our guys that came down here to play would party the night before the games. Missed morning shoot around. I mean, guys were getting hammered. They're staying out late. And I think they lost the game, and those guys said, well, we're out drinking. That won't happen again. And then MJ. Yeah, but MJ games are the hottest thing ever.
Yeah.
At the old Miami Arena.
Mm-hmm.
The old Miami Arena over by NBC. That thing was, MJ was coming. There's no question whether he's playing. He was playing. But, yeah, he was great.
Didn't sit out.
No, he got injured the one year. You've seen the documentary.
Yeah.
And he even came back. Remember, they couldn't hold him out, and he was mad they wouldn't let him play because minutes were up in the one game. And, yeah, it was good. Anyway, what a good stuff, man. 8 o'clock hours coming up. We got through that without – I don't think you really offended anybody, but same story 2 days in a row.
I'm not trying to offend it. By the way, Joe, no. In all seriousness, it's like if you go on ESPN.com, it is the second lead under top headlines under ESPN acquiring NFL Network, which was like 2 days.
What's the second one saying? How do they headline that?
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Sex toy tossed on Sparks court lands near Sophie Cunningham.
Okay.
It's the second lead story on ESPN.
So that means people are going to keep doing it because
honestly, they should make an example of someone.
All right. Look at you. Now you're getting all
like the Heat jersey guy.
Oh, he's got to be.
I'd be very upset if that guy sees the light of day again.
Well, 62 better not be too long, or you're right. He won't. All right. Hey, Atlantic Men's Clinic. Got to tell you about that. While we're talking about all this stuff, it's a great time to talk about Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED and low T. Man, how's your sex drive out there? And by the way, how's your energy level, even more importantly? And that's what I want to talk to you about because
The Canes will return to camp today in Coral Gables. We will be broadcasting live from Canes camp tomorrow morning with Mario Cristobal and Dan Radakovich all scheduled to join the show. Should be fun, Joe.
All right, Woody, sounds good, man. I am looking forward to getting up early, getting that big fat Dunkin' Donut coffee down there. Matter of fact, I'll wait till I get down there to Coral Gables. They got an early bird
location over there.
At an early bird location.
Okay.
So you're ready to go.
Got to be Dunkin'. You don't do anything else.
You're right.
Yeah. You're not a Starbucks guy.
I'm not.
Mm.
But we have both.
They just have so I don't drink coffee, so you'd have to educate me.
So it's interesting. I know better than to do this, but like I don't like making Dunkin' Donut at home. But I stop at every Dunkin' Donut so I can tell you where everyone in Dade and Broward is.
Now the home one does not turn out because we have it here too. Don't we?
It doesn't. Yeah,
it doesn't work.
I drink it, but it
noticed.
doesn't. It's not. It's just not as good.
They put something different in it.
Look at man, huh?
Donut glaze. They sprinkle that in there, like where they make it.
I just
better?
like.
I don't know.
I think their cream and everything the way
It does smell good in those stores, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It always smells good.
But yeah, I'm just not a Starbucks.
And you're not a donut guy either. You don't go for a donut, which is good.
No. And they're fresh in the morning. When I go in there, they go, Mr. Rose, would you like a donut today?
Yeah.
You're a pretty good tipper. We'll give you a free donut. I go, nah.
Wow, you've reached that status.
Yeah, well, you get that where
Wow.
they go, hey, we want it. No. Anybody gets up early. I have great appreciation for the man and woman that they're one or the other every day, and they're there right at 4:00. So when that store opens at 4, bam, I'm right there. And that coffee's ready to go. That big boy coffee is ready to go. And they go, would you like a donut? We just made them.
And you turn it
The
down.
donut man just finished them because the donut guy's first guy there. The donut maker just made the donuts.
You don't go for like a blueberry cake?
No.
Start your morning off?
So not a shot at Dunkin' Donut because you got to get their
boy.
donuts fast. If you do eat the donuts there.
Well, I've learned you can microwave them.
No, you can,
You
and
can
they're
hit
great.
'em.
You can do that. You can hit them at home. The microwave will help with a lot of things with that.
Well, it's not like a Krispy Kreme stays fresh
Krispy
for a
Kreme
month.
stays like, how do they do that? How does Krispy Kreme
Guessing
donuts?
they add a lot of preservatives. to
How
their product.
they're like, oh, I forgot I had them, and like a week and a half later, you go, oh, it's still fresh.
But you also haven't tried any of the exotic donut stores, have you?
That turns into too much of dessert. Not that a donut isn't dessert. I understand that, but
You're
not.
looking at donut as a breakfast item. I don't like sweets for breakfast.
But
those donuts are so
what is that
good, man.
place? My daughter brings them home sometimes. That loaded donut from.
Well, there's the one that's called the Hollywood Donut Factory.
No, it's another one. It's
Salty
another name.
donut.
Salty donut.
Place is good too.
Oh, you just eat
you know
them.
they have them at the Dolphins games.
I don't get a chance to see that part.
Well, you got to go like in the club level. They have the Hollywood donuts. They're delicious.
Yeah. So I got to tell you, man, I'm going through this with my father. So my dad goes, I went to the doctor. He's 91 years old. He's by himself. When I'm gone, I'm usually out there with him. He's by himself now. And we had this discussion, and he goes, well, oh, man, I like those chocolate chip cookies. I go, eat them. He loves ice cream and chocolate chip cookie. I go, Dad, eat them. Like if you want, I know that. He goes, well, they say it's bad for you. I go, no, you don't have to worry. You got 91 in, man. You're in great shape. Keep going. Everything's bad for you now, Woody. Sugar's terrible for you. I like stuff. I like sweets.
Well, I think it's this country, right? We use a lot of the preservatives and stuff. I went to one of those.
Woody, something's going to get
things.
you alcohol.
Well, no,
the alcohol, the sugar.
I'm telling you, I went to one of those Food Network things, and we were talking to Robert Irvine.
Yeah,
not the name drop here, but he told us that like in America, it's very, very hard to eat healthy because we use a lot of crap in our foods.
Okay,
like even the meat. Like if you go buy meat, like they use a lot of sodium and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, we'll survive probably, but
just got other things. I got other things to worry about in my life instead. But
yeah,
don't you ever just like at night? And I've been pretty good to keep my weight off, but
I struggle with.
Sometimes you just like, damn, I want to have that.
Yeah,
and it's just sitting there. Or I see that Oreo vanilla ice cream, I just got to have a little bit.
You know, we just moved right across the street, like walking distance, is a Cold Stone.
You got to have it.
That stuff is so good. The birthday cake ice cream.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Very
all.
good. Very good product.
Oh, that's a good.
It's a good product.
That's a nice call by you right there.
You're a big ice cream guy.
Yep.
Yeah. But the night eating is definitely an issue.
That's a killer.
Yeah.
That's a killer. There are certain things, but and then they tell me not drink so much coffee.
Yeah.
Which
you do drink an unusual amount of coffee.
Yes. It's all right. Everybody's got something.
That's true.
Everybody's got
apparently.
Oh, Woody. We got Shedeur Sanders. I'm so happy for him. I don't know what he's going to be throwing to, but can you imagine he figures out everybody's hurt and they call him and go, hey, you're starting. And meanwhile, you know, every time he has a press conference, he says, well, my dad wanted to come, but I told him not to because I'm only getting a few reps. So he hasn't been playing that much at practice. He's getting a little bit of work, but not much fitting in. Now a couple guys go down, and he's getting a chance to.
Well, whoever got that game is obviously very excited because it's the talk of the NFL now.
Yeah, yes, that's true. But Woody, I got to tell you, it doesn't matter who you are. If you don't have anything to throw to, how good is he going to look?
Ah, man, the Browns suck. But, like, here's the thing. How does he even make that team? Right? Like, he was fourth.
I'll tell you what.
And I know that the two guys
he
are
looks
injured. They're
good.
not going to cut the guy that was drafted 3 rounds ahead of him.
Well,
they're probably not going to cut Pickett. They already said that Flacco's the starter. And he's not hurt. He's just not playing in the preseason.
I don't know.
So how does he even make that team?
That's a great question. The weird one, honestly, if you want to talk about the bigger picture of that quarterback room, Deshaun Watson sits in that room every day is weird.
I forgot about that guy, yeah.
What's Tyler Huntley thinking? Our guy from last year. He's sitting in there. They have 6 guys. I never heard of 6 guys. Never heard of so many quarterbacks getting hurt in first 2 weeks of camp.
You might have a situation where none of them are good either.
Woody, I'm just going to keep saying this because I saw those guys last year. Do they have enough for you to be successful? Is there enough around you to be successful? If there is, then you're right. You should.
Well, they had that one guy on defense last year that played his ass off in that game.
He
played
got his
big contract, but
he was the best player in the game.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
That was one of the funniest things. He comes out and sends out his letter that he's leaving town because I want to win, and they threw some money at him, and he came right back, man.
And the way that team looks, you thought they would have traded him, just got a whole bunch of draft picks because he's 29 years old.
I just don't know why you'd want to be like. I get the money and all, but man,
let me ask you:
win at some point, like just to spend your career.
If you had one pass rusher, you could have right now. This is not the quarterback topic. This just the best pass. We got 2 of them sitting out right now.
Yeah, the guy in Dallas is really good.
It'd be interesting for me personally. Nothing
like.
I saw that guy in Cleveland play his ass off at the end of the year.
Really
he seems like he lines up every week.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as talent goes, the guy in Dallas seems like a different level. Although, you ever seen Miles work out? Have you seen the workouts he does? He's freakish. I'd probably take the guy in Cleveland at 29. I probably would. That guy plays hard. He doesn't care. He didn't have to play hard at the end of the year against us. He's out there. He had 2 sacks and damn near had 5. He just dominated. And there's still 2 guys out there that are really good. Trey Hendrickson from FAU, he's really good. I had no idea he's going to be this good. He's got 17.5 sacks back-to-back years. 17.5 sacks. Nobody's done that.
Another one of the highest paid guys is the guy in Vegas.
Yeah, he's
Max.
Max gets after it.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a lunatic.
But I will tell you, there's another guy that plays hard when on bad teams. He was still playing hard. He did kind of question what they were doing there for a split second.
Yeah.
But he plays hard. He does get after it. All right, speaking of getting after it, We got to go to break and get after some paying some bills here while we're rolling along. We do have all kinds of stuff going on here. If you missed it, when we come back, Jamar Chase. I'm just curious. I'm not going to say anything, but Jamar Chase did the Kay Adams podcast. I'm dying to think. I want Woody. I want you to play it when we come back here because I'm curious. Had to do with Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, two of the best in the business. His comments, just very interesting. Again, probably true, but I don't know if he needs to be the guy to say it. I don't know. Maybe
Hard Knocks did Josh Allen enough of a service job.
Yeah, don't worry
last
about
night.
Josh.
My
Yeah, Hard
God,
Knocks.
man.
You tell me Hard Knocks got after
Oh,
pretty
boy,
good.
they
for him.
love them some Josh Allen last night.
All right, well, listen, we got another guy to talk about, Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. This man works 7 days a week, truly has no life. He is always working, 30-plus years in the business of getting you a mortgage, getting you the best rates, self-employed, been declined by the
Joe, before we get back to our NFL talk here, I want to let people know our training camp reports on WQAM. They are sponsored by Miami-Dade County Public Schools, Technical Colleges. MDCPS Technical Colleges offer over 60 affordable accredited programs, day or evening hands-on training aligned with local employers. Call 305-558-8000 and visit careerinayear.com to launch your future today.
Cannot say it enough, Woody. Can I say it again?
You can do it every day.
I got somebody, a good friend of mine, an attorney. Kid did not want to go to college. And he was always mad because the kid wasn't going to class, was flunking out. I go, good. Let him flunk out and come home and go to a specialty school like this one that sponsors the show. Come in, find something you like, learn it, they'll teach you, and you got a job. That's all. Instead of wasting your damn money up there at Florida State partying every friggin' day. All right. Hey,
yeah,
what do you know?
Florida State in there. Anyway, Joe, just one more time here. Let people know. Call 305-558-8000, or you can go to careerinayear.com.
There you go. Thanks, Woody. Little follow-up after that little.
Maybe we can get you some training.
No, I want that kid. I told him you got to get that degree. You don't want to get it.
There's a lot of bogus classes in college.
It's not to rip all the schools,
morning, but I could go down a list of some courses that were very questionable.
Oh,
were needed.
We had them at Berkeley too. No, they all. Hey,
did you have to do a language to graduate?
Yes.
Yeah, I was in sign language with the entire football team.
Wish I would have known. Yeah. I would have taken that stuff more seriously in high school. They're doing full-blown Spanish, but day one. Hey, so anyway, something else happened yesterday. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think any of the drama stuff's big. I know it makes for great TV stuff, and when Tyreek says something and it gives somebody else a reason to go, we got to get rid of him. He's got to go. He just said that. Devon Achane. I'm like, no, he's really good. He knows what he's doing, and he needed a little attention, and you guys are giving it to him, so he's happy, and it's okay. But this thing with Jamar Chase came out, and Kay Adams podcast, and he was asked about Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. Here he is.
Honestly, I feel like he has it all: the timing, the accuracy, the placement, the speed, the awareness.
He has it all.
The field recognition. I mean, what else? He audibles in the backfield.
Well, I get this idea.
When you
like
turn
this,
on
you
Joe
guys
tape,
can't.
it's different from Josh Allen's tape. Completely different. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. People game plan against Josh Allen, not against Joe Burrow. They play against his game weapons. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference.
I mean, he's right.
What does he mean by that?
So what he's
Joe
saying
Burrow's a more traditional quarterback.
Yes, Joe likes to drop back. He'll run a little bit, but he's got two really good weapons to throw to. And he's got the best receiver, him, in football to throw to.
Yes.
And Josh doesn't have a lot, so Josh got to do a little bit of everything.
Josh Allen
takes off
10
and runs.
The player Joe Burrow is, though, right?
It's not 10 times.
I don't even think they're in the same conversation.
Okay, that's your opinion.
You think Josh Allen is the best going right now, or still Mahomes?
Never will I till somebody knocks him out. The
Jalen
Mahomes
Hurts
thing.
did, but
still going the party.
Okay. But Josh Allen can do just about everything, though.
He's doing a lot, and they haven't exactly loaded up his wide receiver room.
They have not.
And so, but again, so now people are going to hold that against Joe Burrow that he happens to have a really good 1A and 1B. Maybe the best 1A, 1B, right up there.
They did that with Tua for a few years there.
They did. They did a 1A, 1B there. And now they're calling it, well, we don't know.
Yeah.
Little bounce back from our guys. But so what do you think of comments? Because, people can go, there he goes. Jamar, he didn't mean to, but you kind of threw Joe under the bus. Because, Joe's a top 5 quarterback. He is. Like, I don't care what anybody says. And I know this allows people that don't like me or to look and disagree, but Joe Burrow's the top 5 quarterback. He is.
I don't know that anyone would disagree with you on that.
They're going to go, well, look who he's throwing to, and Joe this and Joe that. He's really good.
He's very good. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with you on that. But he's not in that top tier. Like, there's two guys in the top tier.
There's two.
Right?
No.
You're going to put
Lamar
in that?
Jackson
Okay.
is in whatever top, Lamar's in there. We got to stop with the Lamar. He threw 41 touchdowns last year, and he ran for he's one of the top rushers in the game. Forget quarterback. And you realize if he wanted to, how much more he could run. If he just said, I'm going to be banged up. Yeah, but Josh takes dudes on. I know, but Josh, he gets violent running, which
I know, but he saves it for when it's needed.
He does.
By the way, Mahomes does too.
Mahomes
runs in the playoffs.
He does.
That's one of the best bets in sports.
He picks that up.
That guy to start getting rushing yards.
That's all he did the 49ers on that last drive.
Yeah.
Nick Bosa remembers.
But those plays late in the game, Josh Allen runs.
Kept the ball, got outside the pocket. All I know is those guys are all really friggin' good. And Josh won the MVP, and his numbers weren't as good as some of the other guys. Listen, Lamar can't have any better numbers than he had last year. He won MVPs with numbers less than that.
Texter said supposedly people were saying Patrick Mahomes' stats weren't all that great last year. People were saying it was the defense that got them through. By the way, the defense did bail them out a bunch.
No, Kansas City got a really good defense. So this year,
I don't know that it's so far as far, like you look at Mahomes and Allen. I don't know that the gap is that far, man.
The gap between who?
Between the two players, Mahomes and Allen. And I know Mahomes won a bunch, but they've also, that defense has been really big for them.
They have. They give him, you talk about, they got rid of Tyreek, and they just kind of were throwing guys in there and picking guys up, and now that guy got cut, we'll bring him in. And
I can't wait for Tyreek when he's done playing and you get him on one of these podcasts and you ask him, do you wish you would have stayed?
When he's done, yes. And he doesn't have to worry about,
Well, you can't do it now.
Hey, one thing about Tyreek that I think everybody misses, I'm just going to say this, and Tyreek is always a topic to get after. They had a show going this morning. I was yesterday watching one of the shows, and they're saying that they're going to trade him because of his comments. And I'm like, he is going to be, no matter what he says, he's going to say more stuff. You get him in an interview, those writers are like, what is Tyreek going to say today? But
they are not trading him.
They're not trading him, and he's going to have a big year because that is a motivated dude. After this year, money gets readjusted.
I did say, I think it was the New York Post that put out an article that said that Tyreek and McDaniel, the relationship's not good. And maybe it isn't, man. But it doesn't matter at this point. Like you've
who does Mike have a bad relationship with?
Jalen Ramsey, probably.
He didn't even say anything bad about him. He just didn't want him here.
True.
He's taking a high road.
Look, man, you've stood with Tyreek for this long. You're not going to dump him now.
You know why you're not going to dump him?
Because you need the win.
He's really good.
Yep.
He's still, is there a chance?
He's the best player on the team.
He's still the best player on the team.
Him or the other guy you just paid.
And by the way, for Tyreek, it's been a very quiet camp. He gets some catches, but not like he did the first 2 years where he's running all over the place like everybody plays against is in elementary school, all the corners. I mean, he's run by everybody, everywhere. And I just think once his season starts, he is going to pick it right back up. They're going to get him the ball, and he'll break one, and I just think it's going to open a can of you-know-what.
I have this vision of them hanging like 100 on the Colts.
It
looks like that Denver game. I don't know. That team
I don't know about
such
that
a mess.
But I will tell you,
with their quarterbacks,
that's the same field that everybody runs their 40-yard dash that comes through the league.
I know.
The old combine field. Yeah. That we got a little time before we get
Texas
to.
Said Belichick would trade Tyreek. Yeah, of course he would.
Yeah,
because he'd have Brady to fall back on.
But I'll give you another thought on that. Does he do all that stuff after Belichick tells him you're not going to do that crap on my team? The guy was strict.
Yeah. Someone asked if we would trade Hill for McLaurin. No. Not trade.
By the way,
McLaurin's
McLaurin's been really, really good player. Don't get me wrong.
He is good.
He had just a little over 1,000 yards, but he had a ton of touchdowns, and he made some great catches in those playoffs. He's really good. They got to sign him, by the way. The Redskins, I'm guessing all these guys are they're not sitting out.
Mm-hmm.
I hear everybody's telling me this guy's did I say Redskins?
You did twice now.
Okay. So these guys all four of them are going to get signed. Trey Hendrickson's not sitting out all year.
Did you hear Jerry Jones talking again?
Yeah, he can't help himself.
What is wrong with him?
He can't help himself. He takes jabs, and
that's the way
this is the way of. So everybody's getting on him like, hey, you got to talk to the agent. You got to stop trying to negotiate directly with the player. He goes, I've been doing handshakes since I bought the team. That's what I do.
I don't think Parsons thinks it's all that funny.
No, I don't.
He's been good about it. He shows up.
I don't think he's laughing. I'm with you.
He demanded his trade, but he still showed up and put the jersey on and everything.
You're not letting him get away, though.
How could you?
You're not.
I don't even know what the trade package would be for someone like that.
A lot.
Like, how many firsts would you have to give up?
Well, you can't. 2, probably.
Really?
Yeah. Not give up more. If it ain't QB, you ain't giving up more than that unless the guy's really no way. Hey, we got to go to break. We've got more stuff to get to here this morning. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Like, wow, Jamar. Okay. You didn't have to go that far when you're talking about game plans and stuff.
We have some news that came in here. Mike McDaniel speaking this morning says Dolphins' second-year offensive lineman Andrew Meyer will be out weeks.
Oh, God.
According to Mike McDaniel there.
That's not good.
Week to week, Joe.
I guess. He's having a really good camp. Aaron Brewer was out, and Andrew Meyer was starting, a rookie free agent from a year ago. He was doing a nice job. They're really happy with it. Well, just
so Mike is speaking basically now. I said Darren Waller also about a week away from practicing.
I'm guessing after these 2 weeks, they're going to get him back, right? They're going to probably have him miss this week and the Lions next week, and then slowly work him back for Jacksonville into the week off, and then back to the team. I'm not getting
excited about that until he takes the field.
No,
until he takes the field, he's Odell.
I'll tell you one thing. Makes it a lot easier for a veteran guy when a guy goes, just get in shape, don't worry about it, and he's missing practice. All right. Hey, I want to talk about something else here before we go to break, man. If you're feeling stuck on the sidelines, anxiety, depression, maybe leaning a little too hard on
All right, Joe, the reason we're playing this here, partially so you can sing, partially to let people know.
Cold beer on a Friday night
Yes.
used to be part of the diet.
Cold beer at the Sphere here. So got Zach Brown at the Sphere in Vegas coming up in December. If you'd like to go, it is easy to enter. Log on to the Odyssey app and listen to WQAM for 1 hour. For more chances, you can listen every day, and you'll have a chance to win. Winner receives round-trip airfare to Vegas, 2 tickets to see Zach Brown, a 2-night stay at the Venetian Resort, Las Vegas, which is directly connected to the Sphere. Don't miss out. Log on to the Odyssey app now. This is a national contest. For more info, go to odyssey.com/Zach. Special thanks to Messina Touring Group.
All right. So hopefully, it's a long shot. Hopefully, you're the winner.
It's a good trip.
It's a good trip.
Sphere's awesome.
Can't mess that trip up,
No,
can you?
no.
That's a good one. That's
Vegas is the greatest.
What's
What's better than Vegas?
I like Vegas.
Everyone likes Vegas.
Never done Vegas with my wife. I've done it without her.
If you don't like Vegas, there's something wrong with you.
Well, it's got everything, right?
Yeah.
It is by far, I shouldn't say this, but I think it's the most popular trip in the NFL, right? When you go, all right, you get to go and all these teams take their sponsors or they'll take people or fans will go, hey, what game you want to go to? I just looked at our team schedule. And they go, oh, we got Vegas. All right, we're going. Let's go to Vegas. And usually it is a boys' trip, but sometimes the wife goes, oh, hell no. We're going for the weekend so we can go to some shows as well. Friday, Saturday shows for that before we hit that Sunday game and hit the casinos and the whole – there's a lot going on.
How do you think that
there.
baseball thing's going to work there?
I don't know.
I know they're building that big park right in the middle of the strip.
I don't know. The poor Oakland A's have just – the Raiders hit a jackpot, right? Raiders hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
Remember, they were
Baseball's
kind of
not a
bouncing
draw,
around.
though. Like no one's going to fly up there to go to a baseball game, right?
No.
I don't see, like football is different. Football is like, all right, my team's playing. I'm going to book the trip around that. Like it's a great way to end your trip on the Sunday. Like, but baseball, I mean,
I thought for a while that the mayor of Las Vegas was trying to get out of that deal. Like they weren't overly excited about. Like, yeah, you know what? We're okay. We got a hockey team. We got a football team. I'm guessing basketball would like to be there. Yes. NBA wants to go there.
That would be good. Right? I would think.
Well, it's hard for me to imagine when I saw the Raiders left Oakland and we're going to Las Vegas. And it's a nice stadium. It is. That was a home run. Can you imagine being on that sales for suite holders? You got to go out. How easy that would be. You just go up and down to all the casinos and they buy 1 or 2 suites for their clients, for all their big gamblers. Can you imagine that? Not to mention the individuals that have the money. Their clubs are unbelievable. Some of the talent that works. And they must like work at the casinos when they're not working at the games on Sunday. I mean, that's
You
crazy.
got this thing mapped out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Hey, look, I went for the whole experience now. Been a few times. But yeah, I would tell everybody if you're going, first of all, you want to see it. It's not like going to Green Bay. I tell everybody if you get a chance, you're a hardcore football fan, you should go to see the Green Bay experience, the Vince Lombardi experience. It's fantastic. It's got great history. It really is cool. But we're just talking before I got here this morning, when I came in this morning, we were all talking about places we still need to go as sports fans. I got to get to the U.S. Open, which comes up in a couple weeks for tennis.
Believe you haven't been to that.
Well, it's because of football. It's usually opening the opener. And actually, I've been at Shea Stadium for some of those openers in the old days as a player, and you could see the lights, and stadium was going on right next to it.
And you weren't allowed to do like the Jimmy Butler thing and sneak away for some tennis?
No, I would have gotten food poisoning like he did.
Yes.
No. But there are some places that I still like to go. I like to see San Francisco one more time. I'd like to go see that giant stadium, and I'd like to go where Golden State plays, just real close to it in that same area. By the way, I know none of you care about this, but I got to bring it up. Been going to California a lot here recently for family. And it really messed up San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had people, oh, it's not that bad. No, it's bad. It's bad. The wharf's not what it used to be. Ghirardelli's done. It's bad. I'm not saying the whole thing's bad, but a lot of it is just not what it used to be.
They have a bunch of like tech companies and stuff there still, or no?
A guy told me the other night, I was flying home, a guy told me that there is still a lot of tech companies, although some of them I hear are going to Salt Lake City.
Really?
Yeah, Utah's
which
the
I
new,
hear is very nice, by the way.
Salt Lake
goes there.
Salt Lake City apparently is giving tax discounts to companies now and getting more people to come there.
No, I hear that's very nice over there. I was talking to John Crotty at the ACC thing. He's like, "Oh yeah, Salt Lake is beautiful."
Yeah,
Park City. You said he was going out to.
Yeah, I was just wondering,
like one of those places
on the text machine. Yeah, so I'd still like California a lot. I'm not a California hater. Still like it a lot, but there's just different. Got some few things that governor needs to take care of, or the next governor do a better job, hopefully, whoever it is. All right, I got done.
Do you think either you or Bo would be interested in running for office?
Bo's got no interest in going back there. He still likes it, and he goes a little bit, but
because he's embarrassed of the name?
Bo doesn't want to go back.
Is it because of the
No, Bo's no longer Milpitas. He's Lake Tahoe.
Oh.
Bo's
I got to tell you, you sent me a video of Lake
Sierra
Tahoe.
Nevada.
It looks really
Bo.
pretty up there, man.
That was nice.
Boy, does it look nice up there.
That's a great place.
You don't ski though, right?
I'm not a skier, but everybody skis. You got 7, 8, 9 resorts up there that are really nice.
Texter said Montana. Go up there. What's in Montana? What's the place there? Didn't you go there recently?
I did. Yellowstone is part. Yellowstone's like four different states are part of Yellowstone. It's crazy.
You go looking for bears?
Yeah, you look for all that stuff. That stuff's important. If you like that stuff, Woody, I like it.
Okay.
I watch those shows. I'm the guy that sits home and
I know you do.
Watches all those.
Well, you got to go to Alaska. Isn't that where all your shows are based out of?
I don't want.
You never made it to Alaska, right?
No, I don't want to go to Alaska. My dad went to Alaska a lot. And he used to hear his stories.
Big Sky, Montana.
Yeah.
Is that where you went?
No, that's not where I went. I don't know where I flew into. I don't remember.
Somebody wants me to ask Uncle Harold, who's running the state of California. The governor, right?
The governor.
Yeah.
Governor gets ripped for.
I see that. I see that a lot.
Gets ripped.
I try to stay out of that news cycle, but
no.
I
do
my
too.
Twitter feed on occasion.
He looks the part.
We got the news guy coming on tomorrow.
I'm not going to ask him about that.
Ask him why California's failing.
Can you imagine? I want to ask you.
I'm sure he'd have
the new national news guy for NBC. Can you tell me what the F happened to California? Can it be fixed?
I bet he would have a great answer for you.
I'll bet he's like, can we stick to the football, please?
I don't think he would say that.
I think he will say that.
Why don't you bring out your best news journalist?
No, I don't have anything. I'm a big dummy. Don't worry about that, Woody. You come up with good idea. I want to hear your ass say something. Instead of always trying to get me.
It's a great question. Ask
you
him
got Tannenbaum mad at both of us, and you're the jack off that sits there and says all the stuff. We got to go to a quick break.
Out there, do you?
We've got 9 o'clock hour coming up. Stop it. I'll be right back.
It's hot.
Mode Doral Hyundai, where the deals are monstrous and the prices don't survive. No one sells for less. No one. Starting with the Marlins, who fell to the Astros 7-3. Miami will look to avoid the sweep today with the first pitch at 4:40 from Lone Depot Park. Over to the Dolphins. We'll have one more practice in Miami this morning before heading out to Chicago. There will be a joint practice with the Bears on Friday, followed by Sunday's preseason opener. And the Canes will return to camp today in Coral Gables. We'll be broadcasting live from Canes camp tomorrow. Joe, we got a loaded lineup as well, so should be a fun one.
Yeah, listen, that's going to be great. First day of pads out there. Get to see our first look in pads with the new defensive coordinator, Coach Heatherman. Also get to see Carson Beck throw it around and who he's throwing to and see what it all looks like. Brand new spanking group of receivers. I mean, that whole thing is brand spanking new when it comes to tight ends and wide receivers this year. And boy, did we get spoiled last year. One hell of a year for receivers and for a tight end. God, was that good last year.
By the way, unrelated, I found someone who's not a fan of Vegas. Any guesses?
So, it's got to be Omar.
Of course it's Omar.
So what did Omar say? Go ahead. Let me hear this.
Okay, so he ranked the cities.
He even ranked them.
He said Miami is the most popular trip in the NFL, then New York.
That could be.
Then maybe California, and then Vegas. So he puts Vegas all the way at the back there.
Okay, so
I don't know if he wants me to say this or not, but I'm going to say this anyway. I said Vegas is the best, and he goes, his response, Joe, he says, it's overrated unless you like to gamble or eat like a pig.
Yeah, but that is part of the trip. So let's get into the other part of this to be fair. No, Omar's single. I want to be fair.
Okay.
For Omar, because we're all talking back there about, and some of the guys like tradition of the NFL want to get to Lambeau Field. I get it because there's not much to do. It's about going to that football game and the history and Vince out in front, the Lombardi Trophy, monument and statue. And but for me, boy, it is. I can see the Miami thing. I don't see the New York thing. I totally disagree. That is,
yeah, isn't that
just go up there
the bridge, right?
For
to New Jersey.
Yeah, you're first of all, if you do it, yeah, we fly
New
into
Jersey's like a wasteland.
Fly into Newark, which is one of the great crap holes
right?
of.
I think all the traffic, air traffic people quit over there, didn't they?
Large population of Portuguese up there. That's all I know in Newark area. Got a big.
That's what you know.
Town. Big town of my homies. That's it.
Interesting.
I don't see the New York thing, Omar. I don't see it, and I'm trying to think. I get the whole thing for guys wanting to come for a weekend, and you got your company coming down here, or hey, let's go on a trip, honey. Where do you want to go? And she goes, man, I wouldn't mind going on the beach. I understand that one. I get that. We could be in the running for that. But Vegas and the shows and the casinos and the action at friggin' midnight.
Well, Omar says he doesn't like the shows. He just said the shows. I guess that means all of them.
Yeah, but these are like quality shows. These aren't, and they're everywhere.
Omar said does not recommend you stay in New Jersey. I think he wants you to stay like in Manhattan. You'd have a better time.
Okay. All right. So I was just going around the way we fly into town. And,
well, obviously you don't stay in the middle of Manhattan.
But I go into New York City the night before. We have dinner, and some of the guys go out.
Stay at the Marriott Marquis and look at the flashing lights, Times Square. He's amused by that.
What was the other one he had? He had one other. Oh, he did the California.
He didn't put Green Bay in there. Which, like, if I could pick one stadium today to go to, it would be that one. And I'm going to ask you, like, that's the last one, isn't it? Of like the historic stadiums.
Which one?
Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay's it.
There's nothing left, right? Because the Bills are moving.
So look at all the great stadiums so Wrigley, they tried to kind of keep where it still looks like Wrigley. Fenway, they kind of
a little more corporate though.
Fenway, yes.
They put up the big boards.
They did.
And they're fighting with all those people that own those those rooftops.
I would disagree about the California. I'll hear a lot of people going, hey, I got to go to California.
Yeah, but isn't that stadium awesome?
Yes.
You said, what was it? Atlanta, you said was cool too, right? The stadium?
I liked Atlanta. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the ones because
I got to tell you the best location, top 3 location when that thing was in San Diego for me personally.
The old
when they were the San Diego Chargers. San Diego
was stadium.
Forget the stadium. I'm talking about
like San Diego, the place.
No. Are we doing a combination of
Yeah,
like,
it's got to be a whole trip.
Oh,
Yeah, it can't just be the stadium.
All right.
But I think either way, like Green Bay would be a fun overall trip, right? Like I'm guessing you'd spend a couple days up there. People are probably very nice.
I don't know if there's a couple of days of stuff. That's really driven by the stadium experience. It's all like little mom and pop bars and stuff in downtown Green Bay. I've been drunk in every one of them up there.
Green Bay is the worst trip in the NFL, says Omar. San Diego was the best.
But he doesn't appreciate, by the way, there's a guy's not into tradition, right? At this point in his life. That's not Omar's thing.
How do you say Green Bay is the worst trip in the NFL? He did, by the way, because last year we played there, right? He said that. I remember him saying, "What this is like the one trip you don't want to go on if you're a Dolphin fan."
Well, there aren't any fancy, nice hotels or not a lot of nice restaurants right by the stadium.
Yeah, but the restaurants, I'm sure, are fun. I'm sure they have good, bar food and stuff, right?
I don't know. Good bar food on the road. We're talking about nice trips, and you're going nice bar food to try to make your point.
I don't know.
Listen, man, Vegas is nice. I don't want to get into what I'd rather do, but there's a reason. That was a jackpot for the Raiders. They didn't even know it. The Chargers decided to stay. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And then so the Raiders go, I guess we got to go to Vegas. Went to Vegas. It's a home run, man. That thing is just money everywhere.
So the Carolina game's on the road. I just got back from there. Charlotte's awesome.
Nice. We like there.
Really cool place.
Good place.
Go to NASCAR
Downtown's
Hall of
great.
Fame.
I don't know about going there. I've been there, but
the NASCAR Hall of Fame was cool.
Downtown.
You didn't like it?
What if I'm going on a trip? No, that's probably not going to make my list at this point in my life.
Kind of a touristy thing.
Yeah.
To do. You don't like doing touristy stuff, though. That's your problem.
I don't have any problems. Well, not with that. I have problems, a lot of problems.
Yeah, but like they all go and watch that waterfall thing in Buffalo, and you don't go.
I don't like that Niagara Falls doesn't do anything for me.
Thing.
I know. People do go up there.
Like when they're like, "Hey, Joe, you want to go look at the waterfall?" You should go.
No, I love how you're telling. You're like I'm talking to the guy going up by myself. You're talking like you're with your family with the 2 kids.
Wow, I do this stuff if I go by myself too. I like seeing touristy things. Like you're going to Cleveland this year.
Yeah, I'm not going rock and roll.
No?
Hall of Fame. No.
Okay.
Go ahead. What else you can ask me?
You got Atlanta on there. You can go see the TNT building.
I'm not doing anything. I'm going to just sit around and wait for the game. What else you have?
I'm not entirely sure what there's to do in Pittsburgh.
That's a Dan Marino experience, man.
Okay. Detroit. I already told you what you can do in Detroit.
Go listen to the game and get out of there and get back home.
No, I told you should go find the 8 Mile street sign and take a picture in front of it. I know you're a huge fan of the film.
All right. So great. You've watched a lot of shows and stuff. So you're giving me all the show stuff now. That's great. That's what you're doing.
That would be, you got to admit, that'd be a cool picture.
Yeah, but I'm not going
love
on
that
my
movie.
way. I do like that.
You quote the movie all the time around the building.
Private school and your mother and father have a real nice marriage. You're a trip, man. You are something else. All right, Omar, we heard you. Now you got it going. So we're
Omar said there's buffets in Green Bay. Okay, Omar, everyone's fat.
It's
apparently.
So Omar's joining us.
Yes, people in that part of the country tend to weigh more. Yes.
I just want to say everybody's different. If a husband and wife, so we get a little bit of everything on the road because we do have a lot of our sponsors that travel every week with us to the trips that they want to go to. And the Vegas trip is really popular because a lot of guys go, hey, I used to come to, here, but now it's got all this stuff. So, and a lot of them bring their wife or girlfriend and come to that game. It just, to me, Vegas offers so much, but I don't want to take away from, I agree. If you're up in cold weather and you're going, hey, Miami and Fort Lauderdale are 80 degrees right now. A lot of people go, honey, I'm going, and I'm going to be on the beach the whole time except for the game. I'll go to the game, but Friday night and Saturday, I want to be on the beach.
We may need to take Omar to Vegas. He must be doing it wrong. I don't know, man.
Omar getting plenty of trouble there if he, look.
Well, you could bang everything out there. You could find the girl and you can get married. You just do it all.
You can pay for the girl. You can do whatever you want to do.
Say that.
Well, that's what you meant.
That's illegal in that county. Okay.
What's illegal?
Paying.
It's not illegal.
Yes, it is. I think it's called Clark County, where you got to go up to.
I don't know, but I got to tell you,
country up north.
There are a lot of girls. There are a lot of girls openly.
Well, that may be so, but they still get arrested for it.
Jimmy and I got up one morning a couple years ago, and we went for a walk early in the morning. We're both wide awake.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Hey, man, up." And he goes, "Yeah." We grabbed the coffee, so we started walking. He goes,
Still
there's
dark.
This place. No, it was light. It was.
Okay.
It was. Sun was just coming up. But for a lot of people, the night's just about over, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we go by, and he goes, let's go to this casino. They got really good coffee in the back. And I go, oh, okay. Jimmy knows the whole place really well. Jimmy Cefalo. Guy's been and done food and wine shows everywhere. Just as we're going in, these two girls, working girl, 100% working girls, go, excuse me, you two, what are you up to? We're going to get a coffee. And so, they're like, hey, would you guys like to, I go, nah, we'll pass. I go, you're beautiful girls, but no, we're going to go have a coffee. And we went in.
You threw that in there?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to like, get out of here, get out of my face. What are you doing? Hey, you guys look great, but I got to tell you, we're here to have a little coffee today.
Your luck, they'd be undercover cops.
Yeah, right.
I'm telling you, it's illegal out there.
No, these girls look like they had a rough night. They got worked over pretty good in the business.
Great. Good to hear. Practice number 12 for the Dolphins is underway. Joe Malik Washington getting the orange jersey. Just to change the subject.
Malik Washington. Okay. Our third receiver last year. More's expected. Well, we got going way too long on this Vegas.
I don't know how this happened.
I'm a big fan of Vegas, so you don't have to sell me on Vegas. And by the way, if you like sports books, no better. With a buffet, that's the place to be.
Why don't we have Omar weigh in on what's going on in the WNBA too while we're at it? Jeez.
No, he's getting ready.
Does he have thoughts on that?
No, he's worried about competition. By the way, I am gonna call him out when I see him today because I'm going out there to catch some of the practice later on. I'm gonna call him out for the. I noticed Anthony Weaver answered a lot of questions. I didn't hear his. Did you? Hear that question about the competition? How come you can't move up in practice? And doesn't seem like you can move up. Is that Mike's call or your call?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear that one from Omar. Did you?
No,
I didn't either. Yeah, I didn't know if he might have got lost on that one a little bit and didn't have time. Anyway, all right, we got going way too long on that whole thing. By the way, really counts on what you want to do when you're there, how good the game is, if you want to see the new stadium. Is there other things to do?
You back on Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh. You're back on Vegas.
My favorites all time, I'm going to leave it at this. I love San Diego. We all like San Diego. San Diego was a great trip. We are out on the bay having drinks, the great Mexican food, old Mexican towns, fantastic. And going over to the stadium was
well, they're down to just baseball.
It was
now,
a dump.
Right?
Yeah, it was a dump. You had an old football stadium and a brand new baseball stadium.
Baseball looks nice.
Oh, they do well in baseball. It's a big baseball market, huge baseball market. But so I like that market. If you give me another one, selfishly, the Bay Area, going out to Levi Stadium, even though I wish it was still in its old location of Candlestick Park. I think it'd be a lot better. And then outside of that, Vegas, man, Vegas is it. Vegas is a place.
Now, if you can't answer this, you can feel free to not answer it, but do the teams stay anywhere near the Strip?
Yes, we're just outside the Strip. You can ask. I was able, though, to walk. We walked.
They don't stay in like one of the
we were within a
hotels.
few miles. Huh? No, we didn't stay there.
Okay.
No. And it had a lot of security.
Okay.
Our place.
Gotcha.
And what was the weirdest part? Not the women working. Everybody smokes pot. Like right outside the door when you go out.
Nice.
Everybody.
Well, it's been legalized there, yes.
No, I get it. But
unlike the other thing, yes.
But my God, man. Everybody was smoking pot. And it's just funny to see people sitting talking. Instead of smoking cigarettes, everybody's smoking pot out there in the front.
Well, you can usually tell by walking around the downtown areas, like which cities have it and which don't.
Yes, right away.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's a big one. Yes, I agree. All right.
So see Dolphins stay at Circus.
And they do have a circus out there.
I think it's closing down, isn't it?
I don't know. They got one in Reno, too. I saw one in Reno. All right,
The
we got
Fountain Blue just popped up over there. Have
Fountain-
you seen that thing, by the way? The Fountain Blue Vegas?
Fountain
that
Blue,
thing is
I have
insane.
not, but I know
Oh my
they
God.
did. The family went out there.
Don't say there's Kansas City in January anywhere on this list.
No.
Was that the coldest you've ever been?
I came home sick as a dog.
Oh, yeah, you did. You were really sick.
Bo had complications. That was
Oh, my God.
They'd tell Bo, like,
I mean, he laughed.
you know it's cold when
Complications.
before you get off the bus, they go, Bo, because Bo's down on sideline, go, hey, Bo, we just got to tell you, okay? We've been told outside of staff and anybody that has to be on the field for the team should not be out there. It's too cold and it's dangerous. But,
Fans were losing limbs.
yeah, losing limbs. Three or four guys died. 3 guys that lived there died. Went home and drinking and not paying attention, walking around. They died. I'm not trying to be a smartass. They died. It's true. They died. We'll be right back after this. up and stayed out in that cold weather because they weren't feeling just that 42 below zero. One of the coldest friggin' days and nights in Kansas City, and we were there.
Texture says, sorry I tuned in later than normal. Did you guys discuss the first episode of Hard Knocks and how much better of a team it seems the Buffalo Bills look in the way they do things?
Yes.
They're just better. I don't think it's the way they do things.
Oh, I think they've got their act together from top to bottom.
Yeah, they obviously have a culture there, but
they're
just better, Joe. They're better in
well,
they just have better players.
You want to get into one specific topic?
Not the quarterback topic, but
then look at his record against us. Look at his record.
The record's good against most people not named Mahomes.
And you know what? I don't know what they're doing. You told me on the new stadium they talked about last night that it's not going to have they're not putting a top on it, right?
Yeah, so
why would they put a top? That guy's weatherproof.
But it was interesting. They said that they found a way to make it so that even if it's like crazy windy outside, that it doesn't go into the stadium for some reason. I don't know how they
See, I think that's a big mistake.
Yeah, but you're not going to have Josh Allen for life, bro.
Well, you have him for a long time.
You know, what if they have like a Tua or something?
Well, they would never.
Happy you don't have the win.
So here, that's a good point. Just to why they wouldn't do it. We would never get a quarterback that didn't have a strong arm to play in the kind of weather they have constantly, especially the second half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying guy can't be, and I'm not saying you have to have a Josh Allen arm. There's a lot of guys somewhere between Josh and Tua, but
Josh Allen might be all alone in that arm thing, right? I mean, he's at least guys playing right now.
So I always hear that Mahomes is right there with him with his arm.
Mahomes can launch it,
but
Josh just seems to put a lot of zip behind it.
Did they throw, or they were getting ready to throw in warm-ups next to each other? They had talked about who could throw it. That was going to be a big thing. Have you ever seen Mahomes? Like, Mahomes can throw it as far as he needs, but you never see, like, Josh Allen likes to show his arm. Like,
yeah, he's launched a few, hasn't he?
He has no problem going to one side and stopping and launching it. I call it the Elway throw.
Yeah,
just throwing it on the other way.
Mahomes has done ones where he's fading away and he launches at 60 yards, the end of a half or whatever.
Yeah.
But that Kansas City game you're talking about, that showed the difference in arm strength.
Well,
that stuff is
the weather was horrible. Like, it was, cover up and play, and it didn't affect him that much. But listen, Buffalo, they pretty much signed all their guys back, right? And they got a little running back problem right now until they get Cook taken care of. But
did not address that in the first episode.
But they got everybody back. They pretty much. Matter of fact, Bose is up there. I knew there was one thing. Yeah. Joey Bose is a defensive end.
And then they got a receiver, Palmer.
Oh, they did get Palmer from St. Thomas Aquinas High School. You're right.
So they got him over there. I mean, look, obviously they're going to be good, right? Greg Rousseau made an appearance.
But it's going to be built around the quarterback.
The team or the show?
No,
the show. I've never seen a stroke job like that. That was an hour straight.
Well, why would you think it'd be about anybody else? He's the MVP. Of course, he's going to be the guy.
My God, that thing was all about him.
Well, what'd you expect? Like, he's an MVP. You keep carrying on all morning. It was too much Josh Allen for you. What'd you think it was going to be about? Who's the second star?
Learn some stuff about the rookies.
Who's the second star on that team?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's hard. All those offensive linemen tied for first. I don't know. They just got a lot of really good players.
So they talked about their secondary, right? They got Tre'Davious White, who came back, and then they drafted this guy, Mad Max, who got hurt in the episode.
Okay.
The guy that ran the fastest time in the combine.
I didn't see the fastest.
He was the fastest time in the combine.
But we've like everybody in the West is chasing the Chargers and the Broncos, and the Raiders are way behind, chasing the Chiefs who have won that division. How many times they won that division in a row? A decade?
I mean, how long has Mahomes been in the league?
So they win it. We got to deal with this Josh Allen thing. But they went 13, 14 games last year. Yeah, there's a couple of divisions. And then we had the Brady thing for friggin' how long that Brady thing? That felt like 20 years. It was close to 20 years. And occasionally somebody would slip in there and win the division. Matter of fact, we won it the 1 year he got hurt. We won the division the year he got hurt. Remember, the Brady rule was put in.
Yeah.
Got hit low, and they said, that'll be the last time you do that.
Do you think either Josh or Lamar win one? Or both? It's going to be tough, you know.
I think one of them win.
Josh has got to get over the hump at some point, right?
I think
Baltimore, man, they put so much.
I think
around.
Baltimore's got the best all-around team.
They still got the big horse.
Baltimore's got a really good team. I mean, they seem like they have either the best or close to the best record, and they're at home, and they lose. Once it's a receiver, Zay Flowers had the two bad plays. Last year, Mark Andrews had a fumble after he caught it, and then, the drop. He had the drop.
The Bills came close to beating the Chiefs. Very close.
2 plays at the end of the game.
Yeah.
To their two best, was it Tyreek? And was it Tyreek caught one and the other was Kelsey, I believe, to set it up for their field goal kicker. Yeah, so close. The only one that's knocked on the door is Joe Burrow. Joe beat him. Joe Burrow did get him. But I don't know. It's a great question. You'd hate to go through and win I would love to just win this amount of games, but what Baltimore and Buffalo have been doing and come up short.
Well,
every year.
Texas just said, and this topic for another day, I guess. He said Josh Allen will be elite when he stops choking in the playoffs and beats Mahomes. You can't have just one elite quarterback.
I don't know if you can say he's choked in those games. Can you say that?
I think he's been incredible in those games. By the way, so is Lamar. Like, in fairness to Lamar, those 2 losses you just talked about were not on him. That guy did everything possible to put his team.
But look what everybody does. So this is
why the quarterback is the quarterback.
The power of the quarterback position. They lose, and instead of looking at what happened and we just name the plays, they're going Lamar. Lamar's got to play better. They're looking at Josh. Josh got to play better. You go back and look at some of the numbers you put up and go, I don't know if Josh can play much better with that group.
Yeah, I mean Lamar was taking him down the field to win that game. Not his fault the guy dropped the...
Didn't Josh just tied in? Didn't he drop one? He had a chance to catch, and they went back, and they went, hey, he could have caught that ball. Hey, he should have caught that ball. But that's...
it's tough out there,
That's why they get paid the big bucks, man. They get the good and they get the bad.
But one of these years, the Chiefs got to catch a bad bounce, right? Something's just got to...
Now,
for someone else.
I listen to all these guys who know more about the team than I do, and they say this team's better. This Kansas City team's better than last year's.
I wouldn't want to play those guys.
How long is
they just got beat up in the Super Bowl?
How long is Rice getting suspended for? He's really good. He's back, and he's really good again, like he was his rookie year.
The other guy just got Addison got, what do you get, 3 games?
He got 3 games. So how do they feel about DUI asleep at the wheel versus going 150 miles an hour down the freeway?
Similar, right?
I think it's 4 games.
I don't know, but we need to find out before the fantasy drafts.
Hey, so anyway, we got to get more Chris Perkins from the Sun Sentinel. Dolphins columnist is going to join us. We're going to talk a little bit about the Miami Dolphins, and not only are we going to talk about the Miami Dolphins, we're going to talk a little bit the Miami Dolphins going to their first week away from playing against each other to get ready for the first preseason game against Chicago and a practice against the Chicago Bears. We'll have that coming up next.
How'd you like to see the Zach Brown Band at the Sphere?